All right, I think we're good to go here. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Murphy Field on the beautiful campus of Black Hawk High School as we get you ready for Level 2 of the 2022 high school football playoffs. It is the visiting Assumption Royals coming in at 9-1 overall. They were perfect in the Central Wisconsin Small Conference at 7-0 against the home team, the Black Hawk Warren Warriors, 7-3 overall and 4-3 in the Six Rivers Conference. Again, good evening, everyone. Alongside Paul Jaglinski and Joe Anderson, this is Steve Maves. A picture-perfect night here in southern Wisconsin for some high school football. Crowd continues to file in. First time being down here in Black Hawk, and it should be a phenomenal matchup between two very high-potent offenses and two very, very good defenses.
Yeah, it's one of those deals, Steve, where you can tell it's level 2 of the playoffs. In a small-town football field, just the way it is. South Wayne Water Tower in the background. You've got a grass field here tonight. A little bit of wavy lines, some straight, some not so straight as we kind of look at the field in terms of where it goes. But what you've got here is two high-quality football teams. We had an opportunity to talk to some of the radio stations, and I think there's 3 of them broadcasting tonight next to us. The media booth is very full here tonight, folks. And, again, what you're finding with Blackhawk is they've got a 3-headed running attack that really sounds like they've got 3 kids that really get after it, some good size when you look at it there. Obviously, for the Royal fans, when we take a look at it, we also have a 3-headed running attack. So it's one of those deals where it should be kind of a fun. It should be kind of a fun evening tonight, really competitive. Again, crowd is starting to come in. Should be an outstanding night for football here. Absolutely.
Assumption, as mentioned, coming in at 9-1 overall last week. They had their hands full again. The second meeting with Pittsville this year, they took them down 34-18. It was 7-0 after the first quarter, and then we just talked about it now, right before we went on the air. A turning point that might be huge for Assumption was being able to get Mason Kubis with a couple of seconds left, I think it was, to get Mason Kubis in to attempt a 31-yard field goal. He made the field goal, and they ended up going into halftime by 4 points after giving up a pick six and a long touchdown run.
So it was 19-6. Jack had thrown the pick six, which, of course, it made it from there. Then they had the long broken play on the pitch, which went ahead and made that game 19-18, and you felt like the momentum was from there. But again, Mason Kubis is such a weapon for Assumption. You know, we talked about that tonight. When you think about just looking at some of the stats, and of course Blackhawk will probably kick every extra point tonight and prove us wrong. It's one of those deals where Mason's ability to go ahead and knock that extra point in where points are at such a premium, I think will be a huge thing. And tonight, it looks like a picture-perfect night. Not a lot of wind. The ball's not too cold, so I would think that he's going to really be able to go ahead and get some distance where if it comes down to a field goal, that's definitely advantage Assumption in what should be a tight ball game.
Absolutely right. Assumption coming in, long trip. We took that trip as well. We'll see how they got here a couple minutes after we did. But see how they can't come off the bus here. Again, one weapon that was paid dividends huge last week was able to get your starting senior quarterback, 4-year starter, Jack Klott, back under center after missing 2.5 games.
Absolutely. Jack's return last week, I thought he was really patient running the offense. The run-pass read option is very deadly in terms of where we can take a look at it. The other weapon I think that Assumption just has is that, you know, when you look at Kate Stats and Nick Lieberg, those are 2 big football players that just translate. Like, I don't care how long the bus ride is. When you get off the bus and you look at the size of those 2 tackling, it's going to be the case. No, you'll see that Blackhawk does not have a big roster, which I assume means they're going to have quite a few players that are going to tackle both, that are going to have to play both offense and defense. I think that is going to be huge. If Assumption can keep this a close game to the fourth quarter, I think that has to become an advantage Assumption, just simply based on the fact that they keep so many running backs fresh, and the longer this game goes, the bigger Nick Lieberg seems to get. I think actually at the half, I think they feed him a pizza or something like that. He just gets bigger and bigger and stronger. It's crazy.
The winner of this one will take on the winner of number 1 Cashton or number 4 Ithaca. Again, if Blackhawk wins, Ithaca loses. That game's here. All the scenarios that we could probably talk about after the game. But, again, two teams that like to run the ball extensively. Not a lot of throwing, but when Assumption needs to throw, even when Blackhawk needs to throw with quarterback Reed McNutt, 2 quarterbacks that can really toss it down the field.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be interesting, Steve. One of the interesting side thoughts that you can run into is that you're going to look at strength of conference, okay? So Central Wisconsin small for Assumption. They have the 1 loss. Of course, that's the Alma Pepin ranked, but they're a conference champ. They take a look at it. Here you get to level 2. and you come down and you play Blackhawk, not a conference champion. They've got 3 losses on the year. Their losses, when they take a look at it, when they win, they're impressive. They're high scoring. But when they've lost to River Ridge 50-26. They've lost to Petoskey Cassville 42-18. And then early in the year, they lost to Darlington. And again, Darlington was 53-14, but Darlington's a big, strong, powerful school. So, I mean, again, you want to give them credit for playing up. But those 3 losses does surprise me a little bit, or maybe a better question to ask you, does it surprise you a little bit that Blackhawk is the 3 or Blackhawk is the 2 and Assumption is the 3?
I mean, again, Jason Zaleski, Dan Ross, you and I, everybody at Zaleski Sports talks about it with that, with those losses, knowing that Petoskey Cassville is in a level 2, and again, they probably lost to River Ridge. I don't know how the conference breakdown was, but again, the strength of schedule, as bad as the Central Wisconsin Small Conference is, really, really hurt Assumption, and that's nothing that they can do about. I mean, you play the teams that are in your conference, and Assumption took it to them when they needed to. But Blackhawk having in this Six Rivers Conference, as you mentioned, with Petoskey Cassville and River Ridge, helped them obviously tremendously to get to this spot as a number 2 seed. So should be fun.
Well, I'm looking forward to tonight's football game. I think it's going to be outstanding. Hopefully, for those of you watching at home, you've got an iPhone, a tablet, a pad, a laptop, something else that you can take a look at it. So our game's going to be on in the background, but on the Zaleski Sports Network, we also have some other games tonight, Steve. Do you want to go ahead and walk our audience through what other games are out there that they can maybe check out?
Yeah, absolutely. Number 3, Spring Valley heading to number 2, Powerhouse Edgar. Cadott is against Stratford in Marshfield. Still Stratford working on their field to get ready. Auburndale heads out west to Mondovi. Rice Lake is at Mosinee. And then our buddies over in River Falls are broadcasting Marshfield and River Falls on River Falls Sports on YouTube. So 6 total games, 5 on the Zaleski Sports Network. We'll have highlights from Newman Catholic and Gilman, as well from Merrill High School tonight. So everybody's stretched out. Everybody good to go all over the state. It is level 2. Assumption hasn't been here since 2010. They lost to Randolph that year. Blackhawk Warren, a perennial powerhouse that they have been the last couple of years. State champions in, goodness, where did I write that? State champions a couple of years here. But since they've become Blackhawk Warren, they have continued that dominance in high school football.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, again, our first opportunity to come here. So walked into the gym. Obviously, the girls' basketball team had that 75-game winning streak, and they were champions, I believe, in 2019. And, you know, you're looking at the football team that's captured a couple of them. One other side note, again, Assumption is in the white tops, blue pants tonight with the blue numbers. For our folks at home, just so you're aware, Blackhawk Warren is in a gray uniform with some pink spattered in for obviously some cancer awareness, which is the case. And they've got like a black, reddish number. So, again, just want to make sure that our folks at home understand, like, the numbers are a little bit tough. We're going to do the best we can to get you numbers and tackles and when you take a look at it there. But it's a tough uniform for the broadcasters and perhaps for an umpire when they look at the number tonight.
Absolutely right. Clock is winding down here for our pregame show. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in to tonight's broadcast from our friends up in Wisconsin Rapids. We'll talk about everything going on in the great city of Wisconsin Rapids tomorrow, and we'll have full coverage of the state cross-country tournament at the beautiful Ridges Golf Course in Wisconsin Rapids. But first, we got a level 2 football here from Blackhawk, Wisconsin, South Wayne, Wisconsin, Blackhawk High School, as the winner will head to level 3. Assumption looking to get to level 3 for the first time since 2000. Blackhawk trying to move on as a favorite in this section. So we will take a quick break, Joe. We'll hear from awards and more, and then come back with our national anthem. And back to Blackhawk after this.
Hi, this is Van Patrick Oates from Rapids Awards and More. People ask, what is the more part of Awards and More? Well, that means that we're more than just an award store. We engrave glass, wood, plastic, guns, Yeti cups, medals, knives, and so much more. We're located on the web at awardsandmore.us. And if you're in the Wisconsin Rapids area, visit our physical store at 1210 Pepper Avenue or check us out on Facebook. Rapids Awards and More than just awards.
Nicely done by the Blackhawk Warren Pep Band here tonight as the Assumption Royals and Blackhawk Warren Warriors get ready to do battle in Level 2 here tonight. We will try and get you updates from around the Zaleski Sports Network tonight, as well as Game 1 of the World Series being played tonight, the Phillies and the lovely Houston Astros. Manny Schultz being announced. Starting lineups doesn't go away from what the Royals have done all year long. Manny Schultz, Ryan Shaw, Jack Klotz, Cade Stats, Nick Lieberg, and then the offensive line, tight end Joey Moyer. And the likes of the rest of the Royals. We'll get you the offensive line here in a minute. Gunnar Kraus to lead them out. Got 56, Dylan Zanders.
50, Gunnar Kraus.
See who else we got in there.
Number 55, Xavier Huffman.
Number 55, Xavier Huffman.
Number 65, Adam Hazel.
Adam Hazel. Big Kenny Golot. Kenny had a tremendous, outstanding game last week against Pittsfield. Probably one of his best games he's played as an Assumption Royal this year. So it should be a good one here tonight. Again, if Assumption can control the line of scrimmage, that's going to be obviously priority number one and a big game or a big reason here tonight.
You're looking for three players that you really want to make sure that you know their names of tonight.
Yep.
Golot, Jorgensen, and Moyer.
Yep.
You know, all three of them are really going to end up being a tough go-around for with that size of the way that Blackhawk runs the football.
Absolutely, and one player that has stepped up tremendously since that Pacelli game where Assumption clinched the conference title and has played outstanding, not really like a freshman, but Walker Livernash has been probably one of the top newcomers. If they had a newcomer of the year in the conference, Walker Livernash would be just that.
Coach Sullivan really confused me last week when you asked him about the freshman. He's like, well, he's a sophomore now. I'm like, okay. So
yeah, you were confused in the press box. I was confused talking to him. I didn't know what he was talking about.
I was concerned for a second. I'm like, God, did I miss Jordan's freshman year? What happened here? So Walker and Jordan are quite good friends, and I'm like, oh, that can't be good. So
Blackhawk Warren. Perfect. Blackhawk Warren did win the toss. They deferred. Assumption will start the football game with the football working right to left as you watch on your screen here tonight. A picture-perfect Friday night. Look at the flag not moving. It is going to be a tremendous football game here tonight. Ryan Shaw, Kate Stats back to receive for the Assumption Royals.
It looks like number 63, Dylan Hillman, is going to do the kickoff duties for Blackhawk Warren, and that is a big kicker. Very, very, very strong-looking young man going to kick it off. Back to receive for Assumption would be number 3, Ryan Shaw, number 23, Cade Stats.
Sit back, relax, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be one heck of a football game, and we are underway in Blackhawk. And a high-end over-end kick going to be taken by Stats at about the 17-yard line. He's working right to left, gets a big hole, and the Royals will have great starting field position at the 40-yard line for Jack Klott in the Assumption offense.
Cade tried the right-hand side, just went ahead and probed his way up. Nice blocking from there, no penalties to your starting point, starting about their own 40 to go ahead and get it going.
And again, Jack Klott leading this team with his senior class. 8 seniors on this team as freshmen. They went 0-9 and are having one of the best seasons at Assumption in football history. Again, Lieberg, Stats, Schultz, Shaw, Moyer at tight end. Going to hand it up to, Klott's going to keep it himself. Pitch it out. He's going to go nowhere and lose yards. And a good stop early on here for the Blackhawk Warriors.
One interesting thing, Steve, that almost immediately jumps out is Blackhawk had 10 in the box there, and they're going to leave, looks like number 8, Andrew
Figge, I think. Yep.
Out with Ryan Shaw. It makes you wonder how long it'll be before Assumption tries to go ahead and probe that for a big play. If you're going to leave Ryan covered one-on-one with nobody behind him, I think Assumption's going to have to take a shot, see if they can pull that 10th kid out of the box.
Figge, a couple of interceptions last week along with Reed McNutt for the Warriors. Klott under center, second down and 12. And he's going to pitch it out near side. Cade Sass tries to get the edge, and he will go nowhere, get pushed out of bounds, and gain maybe a half a yard back. And it's going to be third down and long coming up for the Assumption Royals on their opening possession.
Tackle on that play was number 4, Lane Marty. He's a 6'1", junior wide receiver defensive back, but boy, he looked like he was a linebacker the way he filled and had a stuck. He beat Manny Schultz off that block to go ahead and blow that play up.
11 minutes to go, first quarter, 3rd down and 11 for the Assumption Royals. Shaw lined up as the receiver to the near side. Same formation as always for the Assumption Royals. Klott under center, in motion, going to hand it up. No, he's going to keep it himself off the left side, trying to find a hole. He falls past the 45 to the 46-yard line. 4th down coming up for the Royals.
First interesting decision for Coach Sullivan to go ahead and make. So right near midfield, one is to assume that he's going to go ahead and get a Cade Stats punt, but now they're close enough that perhaps maybe we'll get a hard draw off to see if we can get them to jump.
Cade, a all-conference punter this year. Ryan Shaw is wide open. Ryan Shaw is uncovered. Snap it. Oh, and then Lucas Mills goes out there.
Back to receive is number 20, McNutt.
And that one's going to be kicked in the air. Flag comes in, and it's going to be down by Ryan Shaw at about the 25-yard line. We'll see the flag before we hear from our friends over at Fleet Farm.
Guarantee you that's going to be sideline interference. He ran into the official ran into the coach on the outside. I'm not sure if he's got the point or not, but I assume that coach is also going to get talked to because the official and the coach definitely made contact, which is what the indication is. Yep.
Sideline warning on Blackhawk. And the ball will be at the 24-yard line, and Paul, we'll hear from our friends over at Fleet Farm there.
So Fleet Farm Holiday Layaway is back at Fleet Farm now through December 12th. Get the products you want before they're gone, and you can pay as you go. Plus, your purchase is conveniently stored until you're ready to pick it up. Get everything you need in one stop. Get it all at Fleet Farm, the man's ball. I often say, Steve, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, you don't need it.
And a couple of weeks ago, the Fleet Farm Toyland Open. That's a place to go, always. Doesn't matter how old you are.
I still circle many items in the catalog book. It's all good stuff.
McNutt under center for Blackhawk. Pretty similar offensive formation as Assumption, and he end around, going to be off to the races. Reed McNutt, 75 yards. He is going to stop, push back, and break a couple of tackles, and he's going to be down inside the 5-yard line. Reed McNutt, 73 yards, and a 1st and goal coming up for Blackhawk.
So McNutt, that play looked to the right. It looked like it was stacked up. Unfortunately, Assumption was unable to go ahead and get the tackle, and at that point, McNutt went down the field for about an 80-yard gain. Manny Schultz was the first Royal to slow him down. Ryan Shaw ultimately completed the tackle.
It's going to be 1st and goal inside the 5 for Blackhawk. Their first play goes about 73 yards. And it's going to be 1st and goal as Reed McNutt had a couple of big runs last week. He ran the ball 5 times in their win against Highland. 5 rushes, 183 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Our friends over at the radio station here, Steve, had said that coming into the game, he was about 130 yards short of 1,000 yards. That would give Blackhawk 3,000-yard rushers on this squad.
And a timeout will be taken by Blackhawk. We will do the same. We'll be back to South Wayne after this on Zaleski Sports.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970, in 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota subcompact and compact tractors. Our #1 selling tractors are built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota subcompact or compact tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months and save $1,000. See your local Kubota dealer today.
Your local Kubota dealer is Chili Implement, located 1 mile north of Highway 10 in Chili.
1st and goal inside the 5 for Reed McNutt and the Blackhawk Warriors. In motion. And going to hand it up off the left side. No, back to pass. And he has him wide open into the end zone. Touchdown, number 2, Lucas Mills. And Blackhawk is on the board early, 6-0.
Assumption, so through the first two plays of the game, Steve, one of the issues that Assumption appears to be having is they're having a hard time finding the football. One of the things that you can already tell with McNutt, he does a really good job keeping the football on his hip, and it's hard for Assumption so far to pinpoint where that football is.
6-0, a team that does not kick extra points is in to attempt a 2-point conversion on the year. From my math anyway, I'm not very good at math, but 40 of 49 in 2-point conversions.
That's approximately 80%, right?
I don't know. I think so.
4 out of 5 is pretty close to 80%.
Yeah. In motion again, McNutt under center, split backs behind him, and hands it up off the left side. Tries to get the edge. He does not. He does. 2-point conversion is good. And off the left side is number 5, Landon Mahoney. And too easy for the Warriors. We have played 2 minutes. 8-0 Blackhawk back after this.
When buying or selling land, the biggest decision you make is choosing your representation. Whitetail Properties is the top real estate company for selling hunting land, recreational properties, and farms. Our nationwide network of sportsmen, farmers, and investors offers a great opportunity for you to capitalize on the true market value of your property. In central Wisconsin, Brian Roosh is your local land specialist and is ready to help you get started on all of your property needs.
For years, our Stone Innovations customers told us they love our countertops, but only wanted to deal with one company for their entire kitchen project. Well, we've heard you. So now Stone Innovations can give you a brand new kitchen with the same high quality products, selection, expertise we've been giving you for years. And now we can give you that brand new kitchen in just 1 week. After sitting down with our designers, picking out cabinets, countertops, and flooring, it will only take us 1 week to install everything. Stone Innovations, new kitchens in just 1 week. For years, our Stone Innovations customers told us they love our countertops, but only wanted to deal with one company for their entire kitchen project. Well, we've heard you. So now Stone Innovations can give you a brand new kitchen with the same high quality products, selection, expertise we've been giving you for years. And now we can give you that brand new kitchen in just 1 week.
My bad. Welcome back to Blackhawk, as that one's going to go over the head of Cade Stats. Off of his right hand, regains it, cuts back inside, switches hands, and he's going to be spun down there, body slammed near the 25-yard line, and that is where their next possession, down by 8.
You know, Steve, so the Blackhawk drive was a 2-play drive that covered 76 yards and took about 20 seconds off the clock. One of those deals where, unfortunately, gave up the 2-point conversion. You find yourself down 8-0 second possession. For Assumption, you have to remember, plenty of time left in the ball game. You need to go ahead and pick up a few first downs, get yourself feeling a little bit positive, make sure that this doesn't take a look at it. What they can't have here is a 3-and-out and to punt the ball back in poor field position.
I formation, just split eye maybe. Hands it off to Cade Stats off the left side. Tries to find a hole. He's going to be taken down from behind. No gain on the play, or he gains about 3 on the play. Another nice open field tackle by the Warriors.
Tackle number 20 on that play, Reed McNutt. So far in this game, he's rushed for about 73 yards. He's thrown a touchdown, and now he's got his first tackle of the ball game. Plus, he's returned a kick. That's a pretty good start.
Yeah. Reed, one of the 8 seniors on this Blackhawk team as well. Assumption's got 8. Blackhawk's got 8. Blackhawk Warren, I guess, here. Klott under center. Quick snap. Hands it up to Lieberg. And he is going to go absolutely nowhere. This defensive line doing a nice job so far for the Warriors. Third down coming up.
Tackle on that play was number 5, Landon Mahoney. That's a name that we'll probably call a lot tonight. One of the things, though, that's immediately evident in this ball game is right now the Blackhawk Warren is dominating the lines in this game. Assumption's going to have to get some push. Even with Nick's size, he needs a little bit of room to get downhill.
Third and a long 6, short 7. Klott under center. See if they give Jack a little time to throw here. And rolling out to his right. Pressure is on immediately. Tosses it over the head and incomplete. Looking for Nick Lieberg on the pass. And another 3 now for the Assumption offense. It was on the mark. Nick was open. Just couldn't put it in the breadbasket. Another punt coming up.
You know, it's not exactly Assumption's strength, but I do like the play call.
Yep.
Once again, what you're finding with it is that Blackhawk Warren is putting 10 in the box and daring Assumption to throw. I think they're really going to have to take a look at to see if they can get Ryan Shaw deep, just to go ahead and prove to Blackhawk that they're willing to go ahead and throw the ball downfield.
Stats back to punt again. His second punt already here tonight. And that one was a beauty, a spiraling punt. McNutt's going to take it. He's got a lot of room. Punches it back to the outside, and he's going to be taken down near the 40-yard line. Oh, 50-yard line, I should say. And that is where Blackhawk Warren will start their next possession.
Tackle on that play was number 3, Ryan Shaw, and number 44, Joey Moyer. So Blackhawk takes the ball over at the 40, or over at the 50, one of those deals where if your assumption, you got to be able to go ahead and get a stop here.
Yep.
Going down 2 touchdowns on the road, it was something that Blackhawk did early last week as well, where they got up early and then they were able to cruise. One of those deals, assumptions, just got to go ahead and get a stop, something to change the momentum, perhaps a turnover.
McNutt under center, his split backs behind him. 1st and 10 from the 50, working left to right. And turns and hands it right up the middle. A nice job there on the left side of the defensive line, gobbling up number 5, Landon Mahoney. 2nd down coming up.
Tackle made on that play by number 60 from Assumption. Looks like number 60. Maybe it's number 50. How about let's give that one number 50, Gunnar Kraus. 50, 60, somewhere in that neighborhood. But Gunnar did a nice job going ahead and sticking his nose in there.
2nd down and 8 coming up for Assumption, or for Blackhawk Warren. Averaging 38 points a game, giving up about 20.5 coming into tonight. Again, the 20.5 probably came from those 3 blowouts that they lost earlier this season. McNutt back under center. Mills and Mahoney behind him. And hands it up the middle again. Just a quick hitter, and Mahoney's going to gain about 6. It's going to be 3rd down and a yard to go. Joey Moyer in there for Assumption, 3rd down and a yard.
Number 5, Landon Mahoney, is a big back. Pretty quick. Looks like they're going to try to go ahead and get him up the middle. But really a nice, powerful-looking back. Nice, small frame. Put his head down, just went ahead and powered up the line.
3rd down and a yard. 7:10 to go. First quarter. 8-0 Blackhawk Warren. Level 2, Division 7 state football tournament. McNutt under center. Going to pitch it out. Far side. Tries to get a block. He got one. Livernash goes to the ground. And he's going to get the 1st down and more for Blackhawk. Again, that looks like Landon Mahoney on the pitch and a 1st down.
You know, Steve, let's talk a little bit about Key Savings Bank. So unlock the best home, auto, commercial, and personal loans in the Rapids area with Key Savings Bank. No matter what you're financing, Key Savings Bank has personal touch to put you at ease. Dream big with small rates at Key Savings Bank.
Absolutely. We will have our Key Savings Bank halftime show. At halftime, obviously, we'll talk about volleyball last night, football tonight, volleyball and cross country tomorrow. State cross country at the Ridges in Wisconsin Rapids. McNutt back under center. Again, a long count, hands it up the middle to Mills, and he's going to fall forward up to the 30-yard line. Again, getting 3, 4, 5 yards to carry is going to be a tough pill to swallow for Assumption, giving up these big yardages early on.
What's frustrating about this particular drive is that the first drive you can at least you say, we lost McNutt with the counter and then he rolled out. This time Blackhawks not even attempting to hide with what they're doing. They're stacking 10 guys together in tight, 1 wide receiver out, and they're just running the ball straight up the middle of the field.
2nd and 5 at the 30 for Blackhawk Warren. McNutt under center, hands it. No, he's going to keep it himself off the left side. Good job by Nick Lieberg to set the edge. The ball is on the no. It was on the ground, but it rolled out of bounds. And it's going to be 3rd down and third down and 2 coming up for Blackhawk.
Joey Moyer, number 44 for Assumption, almost made a spectacular play. Went ahead and knocked that ball out of McNutt's hand. Unfortunately, it didn't. Nobody from the Royals was able to go ahead and recover it, and as a result, it brings it 3rd down and 3. Definitely, probably 4-down territory. The ball's on the 27. 4:50 to go here in the first half or in the first quarter, but. First time Assumption's got an opportunity to go ahead and get a negative play. Let's get a stop, see if they can go ahead and slow Blackhawk down.
2 receivers near side for the Warriors. And he's going to keep it himself off the right side, get a 1st down and more. McNutt inside the 20. And again, Moyer just trying to rip it out of his hands. McNutt runs for a 1st down at 20-yard line.
I really like what Joey Moore is doing. So when McNutt runs and carries that ball, Steve, you can see he's running with that ball out front. in terms of where it goes. Joey's trying to go ahead and rip that ball out, knows that Assumption needs a play, see if they can go ahead and create that turnover.
Just outside the red zone, first, was it 15? I don't know. It's hard to see. 20-yard line?
Call it the 15.
Oh, 15. All right.
We'll go 15-ish. Always, without a hash mark on the field, 15-ish seems to work.
Split receivers, one near, one far. McNutt back under center, 8-0 Warriors. And up the middle, and a good job by Assumption. Mahoney on the carry, gains a yard, and it's going to be gains 2 on the play, and it's going to be second down coming up.
First Royal to get in on that tackle was number 76, Big Kenny Golot, to go ahead and slow him down.
Second down and 8.
Seth Dunleavy, a guy that goes in motion every time if you're watching online, or as I hope you are. 2 receivers to the far side. McNutt under center. Split backs are Mills and Mahoney. And going to roll out to his left. The left-handed quarterback's going to tuck it and run. A huge hole off the left side. He's going to be ripped down there near another first down. Looks like Ryan Shaw on the tackle. Third down coming up.
McNutt's very shifty on that, Steve. Nick Lieberg had an opportunity to go ahead and wrap him up right at the line of scrimmage, and McNutt kind of gave him a little bit almost of a juke move, if you will, on the basketball side, a little bit of an inside-out step. He was able to beat Lieberg and now gain a few yards, setting up a third down to go at about the 8-yard line.
Third down in about, 4 or so?
Yeah, I call it 4-ish.
Yep. And, again, 4-down territory inside the 10-yard line. McNutt under center again. Split backs behind him. And he's going to hand it up right off the right side. Gunnar Kraus, the first one to get there. Fourth down coming up for the Blackhawk Warriors.
It's really a quick handoff,
Yeah.
Steve. It's a one-step. It's not even a one-step drop back. Like the running back almost seems to be running forward. It's not a direct handoff to him, but it's a very quick transition.
Fourth down coming up. Fourth down in about a yard and a half or 2 yards. 2 minutes to go, first quarter.
Royal Faithful comes to their feet. Assumption had a nice crowd that brought here tonight.
Yep.
I'm sure you can hear them a little bit in the background, imploring the Royals to go ahead and make a stop. Huge play in the ball game early here in the first quarter.
Royals got to make sure they don't jump off sides. McNutt under center. And he's going to keep himself off the right side. First down and more. And the ball is on the ground. And Assumption's got it. Assumption's got it. Reed McNutt fumbles. And Assumption should have it, and they do. It is pointed to Assumption. A huge turnover inside the 5-yard line. McNutt fumbles it for the second time on this possession. Royals fall on top of it. First and 10, Assumption inside their own 5.
I couldn't tell if that was number 55 for Assumption, Xavier Hoffman, or if that was number 44, Moyer, that was able to go ahead and punch that ball out. But again, McNutt tried to come up the middle on that quick handoff. Assumption was able to create the turnover. Huge stop for the Royals.
Third lost fumble of the year for Reed McNutt, the senior quarterback. And now the Royals in the shadow of their own goalposts. Klont under center. Hands it up to Lieberg off the left side. He's going to be spun down there and go nowhere. And very close to the goal line. It's going to be second down coming up for Assumption.
Steve, what's happening with it is, again, Blackhawk had 10 guys in the box on that play. There's just not a lot of room to run. The offensive line isn't getting a push. Not exactly sure what Coach Sullivan can do to go ahead and open that space up. But right now, they've got 10 guys in the box, and there's just no space to operate for Assumption's backs.
Second and 11 from the 1-yard line for Assumption. Working right to left here in the first quarter. Klont under center. In motion goes Manny Schultz. Back to pass. Has Moyer wide open. Has him open. It makes the catch. Moyer, a lot of room in front of him. He's going to get tripped up from behind. Run over a defender inside the 35-yard line. First and 10, Assumption.
Tackle made by number 8, Andrew Figge, on that play. Again, that's exactly what I was talking about, Steve. There's room on the outside for them to work, whether it be, in that case, Moyer sneaking out of the backfield as a tight end, or whether it be Shaw. Blackhawk is putting 10 in the box, not really respecting Assumption's ability to go ahead and throw that football. I think they're going to have to allow Jack some room to operate.
Assumption getting out of their own end zone. Joey Moyer wide open as soon as that pass, or as soon as the snap was sent to Jack. In motion goes Stats. Up the middle to Nick Lieberg, and he's going to fall past the 35. and gain a couple. Second down coming up.
So let's set the scene. There's 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. It's 8-0 Blackhawk. Ball's going to be approximately on the 36-yard line. Assumption's going to have one more play here in this quarter. They're going to have to run, providing that the clock continues to run on either a complete pass or a running play.
High formation, going to hand it up to Cade Stats, and again, no block. He's going to fall forward, hang out of the ball, Cade, and it's going to be third down coming up for Assumption. And a passing situation here for the Royals. Do that one. Oh, hold on. Hey, we'll hear from Stone Innovations in a second here. 10 seconds to go. Not sure if Assumption will have to run another one here. It looks like they might. No, and they clocked under center, and they will not. That will end our first quarter. We'll hear from Maida and a couple more of our sponsors. Come back and get you some reads here on Zaleski Sports. 8-0
Customize
Blackhawks.
your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at maidacustom.com.
Jenny Shaner, Realtor First Weber, has been a Central Wisconsin resident her entire life. That means she has the inside edge on knowing the landscape and what it takes to care for your real estate needs. Whether you're buying or selling, Jenny Shaner, Realtor First Weber, is your friend and neighbor, ready to help.
I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor First Weber, with experience in residential and commercial real estate. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
Welcome back to Oh, jeepers. What did I just do here? Welcome back to Blackhawk High School, South Wayne, Wisconsin, home of the Level 2 Division 7 matchup, the Assumption Royals and Blackhawk Warren Warriors. Third down and 7 out of the quarter break. And again, a huge takeaway by Assumption inside the 5-yard line. Pass to Joey Moyer. He got a big gainer, but it's third down and 7 for Assumption. Klott hands it up to Nick Lieberg, and he's going to gain maybe 2. And it's going to be fourth down and about 2 or 3 yards coming up. Ball at the 40-yard line.
The good news, Steve, is that even though at this point Assumption's not getting chunk plays of yardage, they are running quite a few plays. So if they can keep themselves in this ball game, you got to figure that eventually the size should go ahead and catch up with them.
Cade back to punt it again. Fourth down coming up for Assumption. Good snap. And nobody back for Blackhawk Warren. That one's going to bounce at about the 25-yard line. Go get it, boys. And then it's going to take another Assumption roll, and we'll hear from Stone Innovations.
So Stone Innovations. Steve, get your next countertop, island, or stone wall from Stone Innovations. They specialize in fabrication, design, and installation of such a great variety of stone products. For residential, commercial, or public structures, look at Stone Innovations at stoneinnovations.net. And I can tell you from firsthand, Sarah and I went ahead and used Stone Innovations. We were very happy with their products. Beautiful selection, very friendly to work with. Strongly endorse Stone Innovations. If you get a chance, go check them out.
Blackhawk Warren first and 10 from their own 25-yard line. And a good job by Assumption getting out of their own end zone to be able to switch the field position here. McNutt under center. He's going to keep it himself off the right side, pitch it out, and looked like Mahoney Mills on the carry. Gain a couple. Second down coming up.
So that's an interesting play that you take a look at it. That was right in front of number 22, Mason Kubis, and that ball was pitched forward, but I think Mason had, if you could see through his helmet, his eyes are about that big in terms of where it goes. That might be one that he can pick off going forward. And if that ball is dropped, then I think you really have an opportunity there. So it'll be interesting to see and where that goes. Interesting, by the way, McNutt's a left-handed quarterback. Pitched that ball right-handed, so very ambidextrous.
I think so, yeah.
Something like that. He can throw it right or left-handed. How about that? So
the two passes, or the two rollouts he had, have been to the left. A strong formation to the left side here for Blackhawk. Working right to left, second down coming up for the Warriors. And he's going to keep it himself. McNutt off the right side and get a big block. Looking for more. He's going to be twisted down there by Joey Moyer. And whistle comes in. And there is a flag down here at the 30-yard line. Nick Lieberg was looking for a hold, and I think he'll get it. And it's going to be second down and long for Blackhawk coming up. First penalty of the night here from Blackhawk.
You know, Steve, always a good opportunity to remind folks, three teams on the field tonight. Yep. Blackhawk, Warren, Assumption Royals, and, of course, the officiating crew tonight who, you know, congratulations to all the officiating crews out there that are working the second-round playoff game. Certainly, if you want to get involved, please visit WIAA website as the game needs officials and, you know, for opportunities like this, because without officials, it's kind of just practice.
2nd and 15 now for Blackhawk. 2 receivers to the near side and a receiver to the far side. McNutt can throw it if needed, and he's going to do just that. Roll out to his left and going to throw it backwards, and Cade Stats right there. Joey Moyer comes and cleans it up. Third down coming up.
Cade Stats had that sniffed out the whole way, went ahead and kind of recognized the screen, was able to go ahead and secure it. Joey Moyer was able to come in and wrap it up on the tackle. So it looks like we've got a third down with 13 yards to go. Ball's on the 20. 9:55 here left in the second quarter. 8-0 Blackhawk War, and Assumption has done exactly what they needed to do by settled in. Let's get a stop. Let's get the ball back. Let's put some points on the board, boys.
And Cade Stats very close. I don't know. I mean, up here it looked like he was close to that pass, but again, able to sniff it out, and a good play call by Blackhawk Warren, but executed much better by Cade Stats and Joey Moyer.
All of a sudden, compliments to Kenny Golot and Brad Jorgensen, who are doing a much better job of controlling the line and forcing that action outside.
4 receivers set, and the coach for Blackhawk on the field, and he is irate. And another timeout by the Warriors. We will do the same. We'll be back after this quick timeout.
Trading Post in Wisconsin Rapids is Central Wisconsin's premier antique mall, consignment, and sports shop. We're the store with more selection, more items changing daily, more chances to find something unique.
Trading Post in Wisconsin Rapids, the store you can get lost in and enjoy it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense because it's your. Yeah.
Steve, Kerry Venner, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and like a good neighbor, Kerry Venner State Farm Insurance is there for you in Wisconsin Rapids. Get a free quote from Kerry Venner State Farm on auto, homeowners, and more. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there for you, and like a good neighbor, Kerry Venner State Farm Insurance is there for you in Wisconsin Rapids. Find Kerry Venner and State Farm Insurance on Facebook to get started.
Or right downtown. I pass her office every once in a while, right near Solaris in downtown Wisconsin Rapids. But if you want some good insurance, check it out on Facebook. Back to pass. McNutt looking for the screen, I'm sure. And he's going to throw it across the middle, and Ryan Shaw nearly picks it off. Fourth down coming up. No pressure put on, and a lot of good defensive pressure. And Blackhawk coaches irate again, maybe on a call, but fourth down coming up.
So that pass was intended for number 2, Lucas Mills. And a compliment to number 79, Brad Jorgensen, on that. He came in rushing from the right-hand side and just did a good job of keeping contained on the pocket. He was not going to let him take off and run past him in terms of where it goes. Going to force the action in terms of that ball downfield.
9:10 to go here in the first half. Blackhawk back to punt for the first time. Back to receive is Ryan Shaw, standing at the 50-yard line. Got it away quick, a high punt. Get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. It'll take a Blackhawk roll all the way up to the 46-yard line for Assumption. They'll start in their own territory, 1st and 10 for the Royals.
That ball was down by number 66, Will Steets. I'm glad Ryan did not touch it. That is a big young man rumbling down the middle of the field. Will Steets is an impressive athlete. So he is a 213-pound, 5'8" sophomore that they list as an offensive lineman, linebacker, and perhaps food truck when you go down the field. He is a strong-looking young man. 1st
and 10 for Assumption, working left to right. Best starting field position. Hands it up. No, Jackson going to keep it himself. Off the left side, tries to find a hole. He'll fall near the 40-yard line, and it's going to be second down coming up. A good yardage gain for Assumption.
Steve, as the weather turns a little bit colder, it makes me think about deer hunting. Yeah. Whitetail Properties. If you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just call Brian Roosh at Whitetail Properties, 715-213-4468. We'll go ahead and catch this play.
Hands up to, Jack's going to keep it himself again off the left side, and more. Jack with a stiff arm, clot to the end zone. Touchdown, Assumption. Klott on 2 runs, puts it in for the Royals, and Assumption is on the board.
And just like that, Jeff Sullivan comes out and holds up the 2 sign. So again, Assumption's going to go ahead and try that up. Jack Klott went ahead and probed that line, busted through the hole, took off down the field to go ahead and score.
Had a couple of great blocks. Nick Lieberg in there as well for the block for Assumption. And 2-point conversion coming up. Try and tie this game up with 8:29 to go here in the first half. Klott back under center. Manny Schultz in motion. Rolling out to his right. And he is going to be stood up, driven back. And the 2-point conversion is no good.
Tackle made by that on that play by, it looked like number 52, Riley Mosley on that play. Really a nice little open field tackle made.
8:29 to go. Assumption on the board. It is 8-6. We'll hear from...
So, Steve, just to finish that up, So, again, if you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just give Brian Roosh a phone call at Whitetail Properties. 715-213-4468. Again, 715-213-4468.
Hear from...
When the last thing you need to happen does. One of our 16 mobile service trucks from Sherrill Tire and Service Center can keep you rolling and growing. Sherrill Tire and Service Center, your locally owned farm tire specialist.
Sherrill Tire and Service, keep growing and rolling with us.
Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Welcome back to South Wayne, Wisconsin. Blackhawk High School. Assumption getting on the board. Jack Klott going 2 rushes for, what did he say, about 47 yards, and to the house for the first touchdown of the night for the Assumption Royals.
Kind of an interesting, the only interesting thing that I would say on that, Steve, is that, so I understand the decision by Coach Sullivan to go for 2.
Yep.
But again, where points could be at a real premium, I think anytime you don't use that weapon in Mason Kubis, it's an interesting decision for Coach Sullivan. Again, I think Blackhawks, not only ability to convert that 2-point conversion, but how often they go for it probably changes that dilemma a little bit. The good news is that we've seen Mason kick a big field goal already in this postseason, so shouldn't be a problem kind of down the road.
Kubas back to punt it right now, or back to kick it, I should say, right now, left to right as you watch on your screen. Appreciate everyone tuning in to tonight's broadcast on Zaleski Sports. And it's going to be popped here to the near sideline. And it's going to be picked up and taken down. Joey Moyer shakes his head and almost had it on the bloop kick.
Steve, today's broadcast is brought to you by Solaris. With so much of our lives riding on the internet these days, choosing a provider that you know and trust has become more important than ever. Solaris' fiber network is the fastest technology available. It's more reliable than cable internet and provides equal upload and download speeds. Solaris has been keeping Central Wisconsin connected for 125 years and has the speed you need. Call, stop in, or visit Solaris.net to learn more.
Blackhawk will have it, 1st and 10. Ball at the 30-yard line.
This game really changed on that McNutt fumble.
McNutt back under center, and he's going to keep it himself, pitch it to the outside. He has nowhere to go and almost lost it again on that one. Big hit by Kenny Golot and Brad Jorgensen.
So, again, kind of just a quick game reset. 8-0 Blackhawk. They had it right down on the goal line. It looked like it was going to be an opportunity where they're going to punch it in, perhaps go up 14, 16 points, change the ball game. Assumption forces a big fumble, then goes ahead and gets a stop, gets a big offensive score, and just like that, with 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter, 8-6 Blackhawk with the lead.
Second down coming up for the Warriors. McNutt rolling out to his left, looking for a pass. Pressure's on. Joey Moyer's got him. He wraps him up. Near side, it is going to be incomplete. A couple of Warriors run into each other, but Joey Moyer, the first pressure on. Third down coming up for Blackhawk.
Got to be impressed with Reed McNutt there, Steve. Yeah. He had Joey Moyer wrapping up around the waist, was able to keep his composure, find a wide receiver, make sure that he threw it towards the line of scrimmage so he didn't get a grounding, saved his team probably a good 5-6 yards, which in a game like this is absolutely huge. Impressive play by the young man, even though it was not complete.
Receiver set, one to the far, one to the near. And McNutt back under center for the Warriors.
For those of you interested, Mosinese got the early lead over on Zaleski Sports 7-6 over Rice Lake.
McNutt going to keep it himself off the right side, tries to get the edge. He does, and he's going to stop, going to be pushed down there. It's going to be a first down for Reed McNutt. And a good read there by the senior and a first down for Blackhawk.
Reed McNutt had a nice stiff arm on Shaw to go ahead and pick up that first down. Ryan had good pursuit. Ultimately, Manny Schultz and Joey Moore came in on mop-up duty, but not before McNutt was able to go ahead and pick up a big first down.
7:30 to go, first half. Blackhawk will start the second half with the football. They lead 8-6 here in level 2. Winner of this one will take on the winner of Cashton and Ithaca next Friday night, 7 o'clock kickoff. Score update from Merrill. Last look, Mike Wenlett shooting highlights up there. Newman was up 14-6 after the first quarter.
For those of you interested in football at the D7 level, Edgar is up over Spring Valley, 8-0 in the second quarter in Edgar.
McNutt again under center. Is going to keep it himself off the left side and get popped there. Gain a couple of yards. And again, good hitting here by Assumption as McNutt gains a yard and a half.
Number 36, freshman Walker Livernash went ahead and came in. That first drive, Walker got a good pop, and he was like, okay, welcome to the playoffs. But Walker went ahead, has made the adjustment, came in and repaid the favor there with a nice stick, had a great wrap-up tackle, and then a gang of Royals came in. So you'd say, a pride of Royals came in to go ahead and make that tackle then.
Second down and a long 8, short 9. I guess 9 yards is not short, but second down coming up for the Warriors right here in front of us at the 45-yard line. Back to pass again. Pressure is on. Moyer across the middle. It's incomplete. And if Ryan Shaw would have been paying attention, he may have had an interception.
Yeah, I thought maybe Shawsey was going to pick that and go to the house the other way. Good-looking throw in the middle of the field. He had, I believe, his wide receiver, number 10, Seth Dunleavy, open. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to have it, but the ball came up in the air. Shaw was not able to get it. For those of you interested, Mondovi's got the early 6-0 lead over Auburndale in the second quarter. Again, all that action, the Mosinee game, the Edgar game, the Auburndale game, all on Zaleski Sport Network. If you have a second device, go ahead and check that out. If not, we got a good one here with 5:45. 8-6 ball game. Blackhawk with the lead. 3rd and 9. Balls on the 44.
McNutt back to pass, rolling out to his right this time. Looking for a receiver across the middle. It's going to be incomplete and broken up by Walker Livernash. Nicely done by the freshman. 4th down coming up for Blackhawk.
Is that Walker Livernash or is that Campbell from the Packers? Because that is a linebacker. That's a freshman linebacker, folks, that's roaming in the middle of the field and had a great ball, a great knock away from number 10, Seth Dunleavy. That's a senior tight end that Walker Livernash does a great job to go ahead and back-to-back plays knock that ball away.
Back to punt, Andrew Figge for the second drive in a row for Blackhawk. And again, getting teams into their unusual rhythm on throwing the ball is Blackhawk here so far.
One big play, Steve, is the difference in this ballgame. McNutt's 70-some yard run in that first quarter seems to be the difference right now.
Fair catch called for by Ryan Shaw. It will be taken. 1st and 10 for Assumption. It will be at the 25-yard line for Royals. And we'll hear from, who else we got here? Rustic Redefined?
Rustic Redefined. So Rustic Redefined provides a boutique shopping experience with unique and affordable clothing and accessories to fit your individual style. Shop Rustic Redefined on A Street in Wisconsin Rapids. That's Rustic Redefined.
1st and 10 for the Royals. Ball at the 25-yard line. 5.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Again, momentum swinging in the direction of the Assumption Royals. See if we can put together a 5.5-minute drive here to go into the halftime with a lead. Hand up the middle to Lieberg. I believe he breaks free. One man to beat. He breaks past McNutt, and Reed's going to bring him down, but not after a huge run by Nick Lieberg, breaking through the left side of that hole, or left side of that line for a big first down.
Nick Lieberg went ahead and was patient, broke a tackle, got himself in the open field, and then rumbled and stumbled down the field. Only a great saving tackle by number 20, Reed McNutt, was able to take a look at it, but a huge gain on first down for the Royals.
If my math is right, 35 yards for Nick on the carry. Back to Lieberg off the left side again, and he's going to gain about 2 or 3. Got to keep feeding the beast, and that's what Assumption has done the last couple of plays.
I continue to maintain, Steve, that for Assumption, if they can keep this game close, within a score, that those 3 running backs, we haven't really called Manny Schultz's name on the run yet, but with Stats and Lieberg, eventually they're going to go ahead and wear down Blackhawk. You can already start to see that they've started to break through on a couple of those big holes. Blackhawk does not have a lot of kids that are either offense or defense. They've got a lot of kids playing both ways.
Klotz back under center. In motion goes Schultz, back to pass, looking for the post. He's got him across the middle. It's going to be caught by Ryan Shaw. First down. What a pass and what a catch by the Assumption Royals.
That's put on the numbers. Number 7, Jack Klotza. Number 3, Ryan Shaw. Ryan went up and two-handed that in the middle of 2 Blackhawk defenders. But again, I think for Blackhawk, that's such an important play for Assumption because they have to prove the Blackhawk they're willing to throw the ball to get that kid out of the box.
Picture perfect play by Assumption. Klotz under center. Hands it up to Lieberg. He's going to be punched at the line of scrimmage, and Coach Sullivan near where the numbers would be yelling at. I don't know who he's yelling at, but not happy with somebody on the field.
You know, Steve, this is where Mason Kubis is such a weapon.
Yep.
Assumption has got themselves already in Kubis range, so you certainly want to get the 6, but if not, you've got a pretty good chance at 3 here.
Klotz going to keep it himself and be stonewalled right away. He's going to break a couple of tackles. Third down coming up for the Royals at, where is that, the 13-yard line for Assumption.
Number 66, Will Steeds, went ahead and tackled Nick Lieberg. Thought he had the football, but he was just going to go ahead and prove to him, which is you don't want to mess with me. I'm impressed. That is a big-looking linebacker for Blackhawk.
Klotz under center. Quick pass to Ryan Shaw near side. Looking to break a tackle. He does not. Great open field tackle there by the Blackhawks.
Number 8, Andrew Figge, went ahead and brought Ryan Shaw down in the open field. That is not something you see a whole lot.
And Kubis is coming in for the Assumption Royals.
You know, Steve, so again, I'm not sure if you can see it at home, but the goalposts here are very short goalposts. They don't extend very high, so it'll be interesting to see if that plays a little bit of a factor. Also, not a lot of room back there, so officials aren't maybe able to grab the best of the angle, although, again, in great position. Let's see if Mason can go ahead and knock this thing through.
Was that 28 yards on the PAT or on the field goal? Good snap, good hold for Kubis. It is good. Mason Kubis puts it through the uprights, and the Royals take the lead 9-8 with 2 minutes and 54 seconds to go in the first half.
You know, we talk about it, Steve. I talked about it last week. I want to continue to take a look at it. A field goal kicker like Mason Kubis is such a dangerous weapon for the Royals in these playoffs. It's just such a game changer. Speaking of a game changer, Rapid Sheet Metal. Nobody enjoys being without comfort. Time to plan for the summer months ahead. Give you the pros at Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling a call for your furnace and AC service in Wisconsin Rapids. We'll be there rapidly to figure out and take care of the trouble. And we'll get the comfort working again rapidly. Call Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling at 715-301-0256 and visit online at rapidssheetmetal.com. And it's an interesting deal at this time of the year because you can call them for your air conditioning early in the week and your furnace later in the week. So again, give our friends over at Rapid Sheet Metal a call for your furnace and or air conditioning needs.
Royals with a 9-8 lead here in the first half. 2:54 to go. Blackhawk will start the second half with the football, but an impressive drive for the Royals. All started with a Nick Lieberg 35-yard gallop and concluded with a Mason Kubis 28-yard field goal. Kubis back to kick it away again here for Assumption. They squibbed it over here last time. Back there now is Quincy Adams on the side of Joey Moyer. Where is Joey? There he is.
Is that President Quincy Adams or is that a different Quincy Adams?
Going to punch it to the other side now on the run. Looking for a block on the far side. He's got room along the sideline. He's going to be taken down there. Great field position here for Blackhawk on the kick return, and that's where the Warriors will start their next possession.
That was number 4, Lane Marty, that's on the kick return. That's a 6'1 junior wide receiver / defensive back for Blackhawk. Number 66 for Assumption, Adam Hazel was able to what was the first Royal down the field, but unfortunately fell for the juke move, and it ended up being a nice gainer for Marty. So 2:47 to go, ball's on the 50-yard line, 1st and 10 Blackhawk, now trailing 9-8.
Warriors with just one timeout, though. Ball right at midfield. And landed Mahoney just right behind. And down go the offensive line. McNutt going to pitch it out to the far side, looking for the pass. He is wide open, and it is going to be through the arms and incomplete. He was wide open and could not haul it in. A great pass, and the worst spot that a wide receiver can have it hit, right in the hands.
Steve, I don't know if you made mention that he was wide open, but he was wide open. Busted coverage by the Royals. So again, that handoff was to number 2, Lucas Mills. Lucas rolled right, set his feet. I thought through what it looked like a pretty good ball. It was to number four, Lane Marty. Unfortunately for Lane, was unable to reel it in. Big break for the Royals. 2:41 to go here, second quarter. 2nd and 10, ball still on the 50. Royals up by a point.
Wow. McNutt under center.
Phew.
Yeah, now he's back to pass. Pressure is on, looking for the screen. It's going to be caught, and then Ryan Shaw pops him right at midfield.
Good, clean hit. Shaw did a terrific job. He kept his head up. He came up and wrapped him up well. And again, kept that to a short gain. 3rd and 10, really no gain on that particular play. And with 2:23, it's going to be interesting to see if Assumption can get the stop, if you'll see Coach Sullivan actually take a timeout, see if he can get Kubis perhaps back down the field. And Blackhawk in no hurry whatsoever right now, Steve, letting that clock go ahead and tick away. They probably don't have to snap this until about 1:50, 1:45 on the clock or so.
After that blown coverage by the left side, Mason Kubis and Ryan Shaw, he's like, no more. Big 3rd down coming up. 4 receivers set. McNutt in the shotgun formation. And back to pass. 5-step drop, pressure on right away. Rolling out to his right, looking for his receiver. He's got him open. 1st down and more. And that is the culprit of the incompletion and a 1st down for Blackhawk.
Right back to number 4, Lane Marty, who once again beat Royal coverage to find an opening from there. McNutt did a nice job of taking a look at it. Assumption brought a blitz. Didn't get home. McNutt was able to roll out. Interesting, he rolled right through across his body, but put a strike right on to number 4. Again, Lane Marty.
90 seconds to go, first half. 9-8 Assumption here in the level 2 of the Division 7 State High School Football Tournament. Under center, McNutt again. 5-step drop, 7-step drop. Pressure is on, and he's going to break a tackle, and it's going to be caught again along the far sideline. Gets a block. And he's going to tiptoe the sideline. Huge hit. And a 1st down for Blackhawk inside the 10-yard line.
Steve, you got to be kidding me. Number 79 for the Royals was back there. Brad Jorgensen. Brad was unable to go ahead and bring him down. Then they went ahead and McNutt was able to take a look at it, and another open field tackle missed by 4. And now you've got the ball's on the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, 1 minute and 7 seconds left.
What a play by Blackhawk. Inside the 5-yard line, 1:07 to go.
Again, they had a really nice job. They had 3 Royals back there. McNutt was just very elusive, able to shake free and made a huge play. Really 2 big plays in this ball game from McNutt, and it's allowed Blackhawk to go ahead and be in position to perhaps get a score here now before the half.
McNutt under center. And hands it up the middle. No, he's going to keep it himself. Finish what he started. McNutt into the end zone. And did he get in? No call yet. And he is not going to be in. It's going to be 2nd down and goal coming up for Blackhawk.
Interesting, Steve. They called him that he was inbound, so the clock continues to run. Only 1 timeout. Well, now the clock seems to stop. Did they call a timeout? Or did they
it's a hold on Blackhawk.
Even better.
So a holding penalty on Blackhawk on that run by McNutt. 50 seconds to go, and they're going to be marched back 10 yards. And it's going to be 1st and goal from because I can't even really tell. Timeout Blackhawk. That's going to be their final timeout of the first half. We'll take a break as well. Come back with the final 50 seconds on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to Key Savings Bank. Why so serious? It's my game face. Happens every football season. I know with your great lineup of financial services, you can give me the competitive advantage, right? Right. Up the middle with straight ahead checking. Over the top with a low interest mortgage loan. Sweep to the left with a high yield CD. Then drive home with an auto loan flea flicker. Wow. What a game plan! And a championship staff to go with it! No, look out for this! Water cooler. Key Savings Bank, where you'll feel right at home. I'll get the mop.
Wisconsin River Orthopedics has been providing comprehensive care to Wood County for over 50 years. We offer urgent care for orthopedic pain and injuries, joint replacement, along with focused sports medicine care from evaluation to rehabilitation. Our facilities offer a spacious rehab center to get you back to doing what you love most, along with the latest technology in our ambulatory surgery center and a comfortable open MRI. Stop living with pain and limited range in your joints. Turn to Wisconsin River Orthopedics and get back to the way life is meant to be. Welcome back to South Wayne. First and goal from the 11, 50 seconds to go. Blackhawk, no timeouts. McNutt under center. And back to pass. Rolling out to his right. Still rolling to the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. He may have caught it, but he was out of bounds. Second down coming up. And you mentioned it during that timeout, Jags, what, a flag?
So, again, Steve, what ends up happening with it is that just so everyone's aware at home, because there appears to be a little bit of a clock issue that they're going to have to reset. So why would Blackhawk take a timeout on that particular holding play? What ends up happening with this is they said that he was ruled down inbounds.
Yep.
And in high school football, the team that is offended underneath 2 minutes gets the opportunity to decide if the clock runs continuously or if it starts at the snap. Obviously, Assumption was going to want that to run, so Blackhawk burnt their last timeout. On that play, you have an incomplete pass, which is what the officials are talking about now, and the clock continued to run. So right now on the game scoreboard here in the stadium, folks, it says 36 seconds on the scoreboard, but we think that there's going to be more time, which is what the official is going to tell us to put more time back on the clock now.
43. Joe was pretty close. He was at, 45? Joe Anderson doing a wonderful job. Pushing the buttons right here from South Wayne. Blackhawk Assumption, 2nd and 11 from the 11-yard line. Second and goal from the 11. Again, no timeouts for Blackhawk. As see what we got going on here. Kate Stats is on the ground, stretching his right arm, or not really sure what he was doing.
It kind of looks like me trying to get out of bed in the morning. It's like 3 o'clock, and I'm like, I have to use the restroom, and I can't get out of bed. Kate had that feeling going on, I think. So.
Second and goal from the 11-yard line for Blackhawk. McNutt under center. Back to pass again. Pressure is on, rolling out to his right. To the end zone again. He's wide open, and it is caught. Touchdown for Blackhawk. 11 yards. On the reception, wide open in the end zone, and Blackhawk takes the lead.
That's the third time on that drive that number 4, Lane Marty, has been wide open. The first time he was unable to go ahead and catch the trick play, but the senior went ahead and stepped up, or the junior, went ahead and stepped up with a big touchdown grab and then the big third down conversion, and that once again puts Blackhawk up 14-9, 2-point conversion pending. 36 seconds here to go in the first half.
Assumption will get the football, all 3 timeouts. Again, Blackhawk has been as dominant as you can on 2-point conversions this year, 41 of 50 coming in.
I believe they were saying in the booth, our friends on the radio, Steve, said that this is 8 straight conversions for them.
McNutt back under center. In motion. And a false start on the left tackle for Blackhawk. So 2-point conversion, a little bit tougher now for the Warriors.
Shout out to our friend Ryan Klein, who would go ahead and say that's cheating. So that's a 5-yard penalty. Going to be a conversion attempt now from the 8-yard line, which could be big in this particular ball game. Again, the Kubis field goal is big. Keeping this to a 5-point ball game also big because, again, a touchdown obviously by the Royals and puts you right back up. Important to note, Steve, that Blackhawk is going to get the ball first starting in the second half since they deferred.
Jack Klott checked back in as soon as it was a passing situation here for Blackhawk. It's going to 2-point conversion, 36 seconds to go, first half, 14-9 Warriors. And a lot of confusion on the side of Blackhawk. They don't have any timeouts. They have no idea what's going on.
You got the 5, 4.
Just able to get it away. McNutt rolling out to his left, back to his right, has a guy there, breaks a tackle. He's going to run over somebody, reach, and a fumble, and it's no good. The 2-point conversion is unsuccessful, and Assumption holds stop there, and Assumption trails by 5 after a 2-point conversion failed by Blackhawk.
Assumption got a big break there. Unfortunately, number 26, Nick Lieberg, missed an open field tackle. Then the running back was able to go ahead and fake out number 2, Manny Schultz. But as he went to reach the ball across the end zone, he went ahead and lost possession of it, and as a result, he was unable to control it, and that breaks the 2-point conversion streak, keeping the score 14-9.
Assumption will get the football. We'll see how the kick here goes, but Assumption 3 timeouts remaining here in the first half.
Steve, Mobile Link in Wisconsin Rapids is your go-to for car and boat services, including window tinting, remote start, and accessorizing. Visit Mobile Link. Mobile Link in Wisconsin Rapids. We'd like to thank all of our game day sponsors today. So again, that's Rapids Sheet Metal, Sparhawk Trucking, Trading Post, and Scott Krug Realty. We appreciate it, and again, we would like to encourage everybody to please go ahead and visit our game day sponsors as we're able to bring you playoff football, level 2 playoff football here tonight from South Wayne for free. Thanks to our game day sponsors. Please go ahead and patronize our folks and tell them Zaleski Sports sent you.
Let us know where you're watching from as well. Give you a shout out. What do we got, Joe, over there? 200 and some odd people watching from across the country. I know quite the trip from Wisconsin Rapids, so thank you to all of our friends in Wisconsin Rapids tuning into tonight's broadcast, getting ready. We'll talk about it at halftime, getting ready for some state tournament or some state action tomorrow from right in Wisconsin Rapids.
Charlie Nelson, the state champion softball coach, as he wants to go ahead and be referred to, wants a shout out as he's on the deer hunt.
Ryan Shaw with the return and a block by Mason Kubis that didn't happen. And again, everywhere he goes, number 4, Lane Marty, is having himself quite the last couple minutes.
Well, Steve, I'm going to throw it over to you and take a look at it. 32 seconds left. Down 5, Blackhawk hits the ball. You've got all 3 timeouts. If you're Coach Sullivan, do you put the ball in the air? Do you go ahead and try to run the football, or are you content to go at the half down 5 and to talk it through? What do you think they're going to do?
Air it out first play and see what happens.
Throw the bomb. I like it, the Aaron Rodgers strategy.
Klott under center.
Might be tempted to sneak Joey Moyer out of the backfield, see if you can get that tight end look.
Lieberg just has to hang on to the ball. He loses a yard. And see what happens here as Coach Sullivan gives Ryan Shaw the play. 20 seconds to go, first half.
I want to point out some great sportsmanship by number 10, Seth Dunleavy. One of the cool things about high school sports is you got competitors taking a look at Dunleavy, went ahead and had the tackle on Lieberg and then helped him up. That's something you don't see enough of in high school sports. Really wanted to compliment that young man and some great sports.
Assumption wasting a lot of time here. Don't think they'll even try and get a play off, and they do. Rolling out to his right is Klott, looking for Shaw, and finds Schultz. It's going to be incomplete, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. What a first quarter it was here in South Wayne. Blackhawk got out to a quick 8-0 lead. Assumption has crawled back and made this a ball game here tonight. Through 24 minutes of football, it is the Blackhawk Warren Warriors 14 and the Assumption Royals 9. We'll take a quick break, come back, and recap this first half and get you ready for half number 2 right here, Zaleski Sports.
If you lose direction, you can grab my hand. I'll be the one behind you to say no. One man band. Just follow your dreams and keep your promises.
We're all different, but we all want great health insurance. See why we're rated #1 in service, coverage, and affordability in Central Wisconsin.
Rustic Redefined is the area's boutique clothing store for women and children. You'll find a personalized shopping experience with unique and trendy styles to choose from. Rustic Redefined specializes in affordable clothes and accessories with red carpet service. Find your individual style at Rustic Redefined on 8th Street South in Wisconsin Rapids and Rustic Redefined on Facebook. Little Sprouts is now open in Rudolph with the same great childcare you know about in Auburndale. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
The community here in Rudolph has been extremely welcoming, and we're excited to serve here just like we do up in Auburndale. Part of the process is to help out the school districts and to help the children their 4K children to stay close and get services right here. We serve here in Rudolph 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds, and up in Auburndale we serve 6 weeks old until 12-year-olds.
Our Auburndale pea pods, wiggle worms, busy bees, and fireflies welcome the Rudolph sweet potatoes, lovely ladybugs, and beautiful butterflies. Contact Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Hi, this is Blake from Mobile Link. I can tint your car, truck, truck or SUV. I even tint windshields with a film you can't see, but will reduce heat and glare by 43%. We've all seen those do-it-yourself tint jobs that turn purple and start bubbling all over. Not my work. Everything gets tinted by me and inspected before it rolls out the door, including a lifetime warranty. Call Blake at Mobile Ink to schedule your appointment today. 715-424-5432.
Welcome back to South Wayne, Wisconsin. Blackhawk High School, one half of football in the books, and we didn't expect anything else. A fantastic first half of football. Blackhawk on the first drive went down 76 yards on 2 plays, scored a touchdown, converted a 2-point conversion. Assumption really finally settled into themselves, able to get a couple of stops, a huge fumble inside the 1-yard line or inside the 5-yard line, and able to flip field position, get a touchdown, get a field goal, and then a great play by Lane Marty on that drive. He had 2 or 3 great plays to push Blackhawk over the hump and get that touchdown at the end of the first half.
Yeah, a few notable first half performances. So first of all, Joey Moore has been all over the field. He's already got 9 tackles in this game. So really off to a great start from his perspective. The Conference Defensive Player of the Year showing why. Again, you talked about it, Steve. So it was 8-0 Blackhawk. They were down inside the 5 when Ryan Shaw came and made what I thought was maybe the play of the ball game so far, where he went ahead and knocked that ball away from the quarterback, Reed McNutt, who's had a fantastic job. Very impressive ball game for Blackhawk. That fumble was recovered by Manny Schultz, and since then, Assumption's been able to go ahead and settle in. They had a big run by Jack Klatt. They had a big run by Nick Lieberg, an important field goal by Mason Kubis. So you find yourself 14-9 and right in it from that regards. And again, so far this has been a game of 2 big plays, but I think Assumption hanging around is in a really good spot. A few other things that as we go around the scoreboard here tonight. So at the half, Edgar finds himself up 8-0, but in a pretty competitive ball game with Spring Valley over in Edgar. I'm not sure if that's surprising for folks, but pretty tight ball game over there.
And then if they win, they got to go to Carson Park next week and most likely play Regis, because I don't think Regis was going to lose this week.
The Tigers of Stratford are up 21-0 in their contest. For the winner of this Blackhawk Assumption game, right now down the road, Ithaca is tied with Cashton. That's 7-7. So, again, there's a possibility that if Assumption wins and Ithaca wins, we could be back at South Wood County Field next week, which would be nice. And, again, the folks here at Blackhawk would welcome another home game as well. So we'll see if that score holds up. Our friends over at Newman are up 42-6 up in Merrill over Gilman. That is a machine that is just rolling and rolling. Coach Miklick just has the boys rolling. Rice Lake is currently up 28-14 over Mosinee in Mosinee. Rice Lake has seemed to have their number the last couple of years. I know that Greg Scott, one of my officiating partner on the Mosinee staff, was quite worried about that ball game. Rice Lake is pretty solid there. Auburndale is up 7-6 over Mondovi. That's another tight ball game again. One of those, should Auburndale be the home team or should they not? 7-6, pretty tough to argue that it's the case. And maybe in the surprise of the night so far on this Leslie Sports Network, Marshfield finds themselves up 14-12 over River Falls. I know that my buddy Dave Pentock is actually officiating that ball game tonight, and they were talking about the fact that beforehand they were wondering if that was going to be a good close ball game or what that was going to end up being. So at the half, good close ball game. So a lot of good action going on tonight on Zaleski Sports around the network.
I didn't want to say that. I don't want to say that I thought it was going to be a blowout, but after watching River Falls in Week 1 come up to Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln and take down the Red Raiders, very impressive. And in a dogfight in Week 2 here from their level 2 for the River Falls Wildcats.
Never underestimate the power of a conference champion, especially when you come from a quality conference like the Wisconsin Valley. So kind of an interesting go-around. Steve, I also want to take an opportunity to talk a little bit about what's going to happen tomorrow in Wisconsin Rapids. So, of course, the state cross-country meet is going to be happening in Wisconsin Rapids. It's 119th running for the boys, the 49th running for the girls. That happens at the beautiful Ridges Golf Course. The Assumption Royals are going to go ahead. The Lady Royals are making their third straight trip to state, but are running tomorrow with 3 freshmen, of course, Jordan Jakelinski, Lucy Dolan, Bailey Hargis, who will be part of that particular mix. Then they've got a sophomore, Brooklyn Shinnick. Their 5th runner is a senior, Grace Dolan. Interesting stat with Grace. Grace, this is her 5th time running the course, or her 4th time running the course. I'm not sure how often that's happened, so maybe for some of our statisticians or folks at home, maybe you can share with us. I'm not sure how many kids have run the state cross-country course four time, but Grace Dolan will be out there. And then Izzy Pagels and Amber Shinnick will be the other competitors running it, with Maddie Gromman kind of being the alternative. So we wanted to wish the Assumption Royal cross-country team, coached by Jim and Nicole Dolan, who do a great job, the best of luck. This is their 3rd trip there, but the state preview shows that Assumption is one of 4 teams that are projected to have a real chance to win it. And again, if the ladies run well tomorrow, should have a chance to go ahead and bring home some hardware. So I know that Sarah just sent me a text that her and Jordan and Grandma Betty are going home watching. Jordan, it's time to go to bed, get some carbohydrates. We got a gold runner to go win tomorrow. I'll let you know how it turns out in terms of where it goes. Everybody else, though, keep watching. And if you can, please come tomorrow to the Ridges to go ahead and support the Lady Royals as they run. It's an opportunity for Assumption to go ahead and capture another huge title. Speaking of which, of conference of titles tomorrow, for our viewers listening around, Edgar is going to go ahead and going to try to go ahead and punch a ticket to state as they take on Wittenberg tomorrow night.
Yeah,
I'm not sure where that game is being played at. I have to apologize.
As of right now, it's in Auburndale. So we will have that broadcast. What was that? 16 teams will punch their ticket to state tomorrow in for girls volleyball. Boys volleyball, I think, tomorrow as well. Boys soccer, fall soccer is in sectional finals tomorrow as well. If you don't find yourself somewhere, there are 2 sectional final soccer matches in Marshfield tomorrow. There is state cross country at the beautiful Ridges in Wisconsin Rapids. And then sectional final volleyball all over the area. We have Edgar against Wittenberg Burnwood. The Chargers looking for their first ever trip to state in girls volleyball. And then over in O'Connell Falls, we'll have the Athens Blue Jays, a very impressive team we saw last night against the Wabeno-Leona Rebels at O'Connell Falls tomorrow night.
If you're looking to tune in tomorrow night just to Zaleski Sports and you want to watch and you've not seen Addison Levicka smack a volleyball, you are in for a treat. She hits that thing hard. Also, I love the power of the internet. We asked for, has anybody else ever run the state cross-country course 4 times? The answer is that 3 people have run the state cross-country course 3 times. Nick Smits, Garrett Dolan on the boys' side of it, and now Grace Dolan. Again, Grace is an outstanding young lady. She's a great leader for those young Royals. And, truly going to be an opportunity tomorrow to accomplish something, perhaps end her senior season with a gold runner. So, again, I know I'm biased. I've got Jordan at home that's going to be running in it. But go Royals, rooting hard for you. And, again, rooting hard for the Royals today. I mean, this football team has shown a lot of heart, a lot of fight. So, Steve, what type of adjustments do you think that Coach Sullivan needs to make, or what are they talking about right now as they're in the halftime locker room talking about coming back out? As Blackhawk, we know is going to get the ball first.
Yeah, and it's going to be important on that first drive. Don't give up a lot of yards. Knock on wood, don't give up any points. On that last drive, again, 2 teams that don't throw the ball a whole lot have really tossed it around the field tonight. And Reed McNutt, as we mentioned earlier, has been outstanding offensively and defensively. He had a big tackle on Nick Lieberg down here before On that drive, the run to start the field goal drive, Reed McNutt was able to bring down Nick Lieberg. Nick was on his way to score and held Assumption to those 3 points. But again, just getting your pass defense figured out. The run defense has been pretty good the last couple of drives. But again, you don't want to fall asleep on the runners of Luke Mills and Landon Mahoney either, even though you have runners like even though you have weapons like Lane Marty and Reed McNutt, as well as Seth Dunleavy, who has gotten popped a couple of times, but he is still a threat to catch the football.
You know, Steve, so McNutt has completed 6 passes in this game. It feels like more.
Yeah.
2 to number 4, Lane Marty. He's got 2 catches, 47 yards, an average of 23.5, 1 touchdown, of course, that one big drop, but he totally atoned for it by picking it up from that regards. Number 2, Lucas Mills, has got 3 catches in this game for 14 yards, but he also has a touchdown. And then number 5, Landon Mahoney, has got 1 catch for 3 yards from that perspective. Again, rushing, right now, Reed McNutt, number 20, the quarterback, has got 8 rushing attempts for 111 yards, an average of 13.9. That one big carry to start the ball game. And again, that's such an unusual play. We'll have to watch that back a little later, which of course you can do on Zaleski Sports. But it looked like the Royals had him boxed up going right, and all of a sudden he just came out of there as a counter. When he took off and exploded, he showed great breakaway speed. Number 5, Landon Mahoney, has got 5 carries for 19 rush yards in this game, an average of 3.8. And Lucas Mills got 2 for 8. For the Royals, on the other hand, leading the way is number 7, Jack Klott, who's got 6 rushing attempts for 53 yards, an average of 8.8 and a touchdown. Number 7, number 26, Nick Lieberg, has got 7 rushing attempts for 45 yards, an average of 6.4. And Cade Stats has got 3 rushing attempts for 4 yards, 1.3. One of the things that's noticeably missing from there is we have yet to see Manny Schultz go ahead and on a rushing attempt. It makes you wonder if you're going to see that pitch on the run pass option here in the second half to get Manny involved.
Yeah, and we saw that on the 2-point conversion try that Assumption had in that first half, and Manny got swallowed up pretty quickly on that play. So again, the change that we saw in that first half, they go on the side, or Assumption loves running on the left side. Obviously got Kenny Golan, Brad Jorgensen over there as your guard and tackle, and rightfully so. But the way that Assumption's able to get off of the ball here in the second half obviously is going to be very, very important to establish that running game. And, again, have players like Ryan Shaw, Joey Moyer leak out and try and find those open spots in that defensive backfield and see if you can get a couple of big gainers.
Yeah, Steve, so let's talk a little bit about Spectrum Benefit Solutions with offices located throughout central Wisconsin. Spectrum Benefit Solutions is your group benefits provider for health, dental, accident, and life insurance. Spectrum Benefit Solutions works with hundreds of clients of all sizes to help you attract and retain the best employees. Find Spectrum Benefit Solutions on Facebook to get started.
Give a shout out here to John and Sheila Hanum checking in from Wisconsin Rapids, stuck in Rapids due to car failure. So appreciate John and Sheila checking in from Wisconsin Rapids. Hopefully we can come home with a win here tonight, guys, and bring you a level 3 game next week.
Yeah, shout out to all of our fans back home in Wisconsin Rapids listening tonight to the broadcast, including our very own Brian Roosh from Whitetail Properties. Appreciate Brian's patronage and opportunity to take a look at it again. Make sure you're checking him out. Speaking of which, Redmond Building LLC has more than 25 years of building experience in central and northern Wisconsin. Redmond builds new homes, cabins, additions, sheds, remodels, and more. Call Brett at 715-650-1860 with inquiries, and be sure to check out Redmond Building on Facebook.com. So again, that's Redmond Building at 715-650-1860. When you give Brett a phone call, tell him that Steve Maves and Zaleski Sports went ahead and sent you over.
Absolutely, and again, we thank our friends from Pittsville from last week, bringing us some games here tonight. And again, a shout out to the Pittsville Panthers on a tremendous season.
God bless you.
Oh, thank you. Tried to move the mic out of the way. But, a great game last week for Assumption. Came out and shut out Pittsville in the second half. Need more of that here in the second half of this game. We talked to our friends over at the South 78 internet radio. He said before the game, 16-14 or a quadruple overtime. So we're on the mark for that spot.
Now, if it's quadruple overtime and it gets past 2 o'clock in the morning, I need to go home because Jordan runs at noon. Just so you're aware, it's one of those deals where it's past Joe and I's bedtime if it gets to be past 2 in the morning. So it's one of those deals. What we want is an Assumption touchdown. Let's get a stop. Let's get a Mason Kubas field goal and get ourselves back to Wisconsin Rapids with Ithaca getting a victory because, again, a little bit shorter drive from the house to Southwood County Field, which is good stuff. But, yeah, again, nice to see the Royals come out. They've gone ahead and stretched it out. We're going to get a go-ahead. We're going to get a kickoff. It'd be interesting to see here, Steve. So twice they've tried the pooch kick, and neither time. The first time it seemed to work out well for him. Last time they kicked it to number 4, Lane Marty, and he had a big return, which really kind of set up the opportunity for Blackhawk to go ahead and go for it with 2 minutes to go. They had one time out about 2 minutes and 30 seconds and got the ball at the 50. I think if they could have pinned them deep, they also could have taken a look at it. So it'll be curious to see if they make the adjustment and kick that ball deep or if they decide to go ahead and continue with that pooch kick strategy.
Working left to right here for the Assumption Royals. They'll kick it away to the Blackhawk Warren Warriors. Sit back, relax, everybody. Second half of football about to get underway here on this beautiful, chilly, getting a little colder now.
I can't vouch for you when you say. Steve, I can't vouch for you when you say sit back and relax, but again, you've got a trip to level 3 on the line. You got 24 minutes of football to play. I'm amped up. I can't imagine what the kids are at this point.
8 seniors for Assumption, 8 seniors for Blackhawk Warren. And Mason Kubas will be back to kick it away for the Assumption Royals. Again, we can't emphasize enough how big that touchdown was for Blackhawk Warren going into the half, getting the football back here to start the second half. That's one thing that obviously we haven't, and that time he kicks it away. One thing that has been a staple for Assumption, or for the Green Bay Packers the last number of years, and this year obviously doing what they do, but a good tackle there on the kickoff by Joe Johnson.
So again, that was number 12, Owen Sephrod on the return for Blackhawk. And again, number 12, Joe Johnson with a terrific open field tackle. Once again, now it goes ahead and kicks him back. So I think that answers the question. Coach Sullivan's seen enough of the pooch kick. Time to kick him back, tell the coverage team to go ahead and make a play.
The first time we saw Joey Moyer almost was able to recover, and then they put some more skill guys in there instead of the blockers. Reed McNutt under center. Offensive line goes down. 1st and 10. And he's going to keep it himself off the left side. Going to be stood up, driven back down, and a tackle by Ryan Shaw. McNutt gains about 3 or 4 on the play. Second down coming up.
Ryan Shaw's really playing aggressive on the football tonight. He's got a great flow as he gets towards the football. He had that big knockout, the big ball knockout. Forced a fumble. He had the great open field hit that we talked about in number 10, the tight end Delaney earlier. So again, Shaw coming to play tonight.
Don't want to see his senior season come to an end on the road here tonight. McNutt back under center. Split backs behind him. Under 10 seconds to go on the play clock. Going to pitch it out. No, he's going to keep it himself. Roll out to his right. A lot of green in front of him. He's going to tuck it and run. He's going to be smothered by Joey Moyer, but not after a gain of about 3 or 4 more.
You know, McNutt was able to go ahead and lose Gunnar Cross on that, but he did not lose Joey Moyer. Joey Moyer was spying him the whole way, knew exactly where he was, came up, made a stake for his 10th tackle of the ball game.
3rd down coming up. 3rd and 3. 3rd down and 2 or 3rd down and 3 under 11 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
The linebacker from Pittsville last week,
Getzinger,
that had 153 tackles coming in the game, would be proud of Moyer's efforts so far. I think Getzinger, even though that the season's over, has 3 tackles this week. That kid hits everybody. What an impressive young man.
Blackhawk Warren taking a long time, under 10 seconds to go on the play clock. And able to get it away. Back to pass. Looking, and it's going to be caught by Mills. He breaks the tackle. The ball's on the ground. It's going to be recovered, but they're going to say incomplete. Oh, my goodness. Almost a huge turnover again. They're going to say it was incomplete on the pass, and 4th down coming up.
Good call by the official. He was on top of that play call almost immediately. Went ahead and came in. Never had any incisiveness. Had a great angle on it, and I believe that was number 26, Nick Lieberg, that went ahead and ripped that ball away, making sure that they knocked it out. With that in mind, we're going to get a Blackhawk punt. Don't jump, offsides. Stay put. Let Ryan Shaw get back there, take the football back. Let's go, boys.
Lucas Mills on the incomplete reception. And back to punt it away, pressure on. And a look out, Mason Kubis. And that's going to take a couple of Blackhawk rolls inside the 30-yard line. And that's where Assumption's going to start. But again, what did Assumption need? A stop to start the second half, knowing that Blackhawk was getting the football.
Hey, Steve, when you need computer technology repair, why don't you visit Zach's Technology in downtown Wisconsin Rapids? They're your go-to for residential and commercial computer repair, custom-built desktops, off-site backup, and mobile repair. You know, I often like to say when I visit Zach's, I have a running joke for him, which is, you know, I take my computer there when it's buzzing, and I often ask Zach, I said, Zach, why is my computer buzzing? He says, too many screenshots. So with that in mind, please visit our friends at Zach's Technology in downtown Rapids for your computer repair needs.
Clot under center and hands up to Lieberg, and he's going to be stood up, driven back. Gains a couple of yards on the play up to the 30-yard line. Give a shout-out to your buddy, Jason Vanden Elzen, saying that Jags has got a face for radio.
Love you too, Prentice. It's one of those deals where Jason might be checking out, of course, Jason, the former Newman Cardinal coach. Unfortunately, I actually just took a video or a picture of Blackhawk knocked us out of state that year from that regards, but he's probably up watching the Cardinals tonight, who are rolling up in Merrill.
Second down for Assumption. Klotz back under center. Lieberg, Schultz, and Stats. And Jack's going to keep it himself, try to pitch it out. He's going to keep it, fake the pitch. He's going to be taken down near the 35-yard line. They'll give him the 34, third down coming up.
So again, you know, Steve, we talked about the fact that we had not seen that we had not seen a Manny Schultz carry. Klatt went ahead and rolled out, was looking to go ahead and see if he could get him the ball, but unfortunately Blackhawk had that played well, kept it to the outside. Just no room for Jack Klatt to be able to go to from that regard. Sets up a third down, and it looks like 4 or so to go from the 35-yard line. 8:50 here to go in the third quarter. Huge conversion here for the Royals coming up.
Klotz back under center, in motion goes Stats, and Manny Schultz got stonewalled right away, and off the right side he's got to hang on to the ball. The counter did not work. And the fourth down coming up for Assumption.
Too indecisive. Manny went ahead and bounced off that first tackler to do a great job standing up, but then did not drive forward. Yep. And the way that Blackhawk tackles, you got to drive forward. It has to be one of those deals. When you slow up and you think about it, it's a problem. So both teams get a stop. Assumption gets a stop. Blackhawk gets a stop. Unless, of course, maybe we can get a hard count and a jump offside, but I doubt it. Blackhawk's pretty well coached.
Reed McNutt back to receive. No pressure on Cade Stats, and he launches it. And it's going to take an Assumption roll back to the 26-yard line, and that is where the Warriors will start their next possession.
So Luther's Central Pet Cremation. Luther Central Pet Cremation, located between Pittsville and Marshfield, specializes in private pet cremation. Luther's offers personalized urns, paw prints, and keepsake jewelry. Check us out on the web, Facebook, and call or text 715-884-10092. We treat pets like family with quality end-of-life care. Luther's Central Pet Cremation. Again, if you're losing your furry friend, check out Luther's.
Yep, absolutely. Two receivers set. McNutt under center. And going to hand it right up the middle right away to Mills, and he runs over the official. And he's going to gain about 8 on the play. And it's going to be second down coming up.
You know, one of those deals, happy to see the official get up.
Yep.
The umpire, so in pro football, college football, you see the umpire behind the play for that reason. In high school football, it's a 5-man mechanic. Your umpire is stuck in the middle of the field. And in that particular regards, you've seen Blackhawk hit that quick hitter up the middle, and unfortunately nowhere for the umpire to go. Although Coach Sullivan wants to go ahead and give him a high five, wants to give him the big credit on the assist, because I think if he doesn't hit the official, he still might be running. So again, one of those deals for this case, but I'm happy to see the official get up, as that looked like it had a nasty hit.
And Mahoney this time run up the middle. He's going to be dragged, still pulling, and Mahoney inside the 50 to the 45.
So that's one of those deals where Walker Livernash was there to stand him up. Gunnar Kraus was also in on that, but unfortunately the Royals could not bring him down. And again, great push, really a strong run by Mahoney. Just kept driving forward and driving forward and driving forward. And now you got a 1st and 10, 7:05 here to go in the third quarter. Ball's on the 35-yard line. Assumption needs to stop.
Brady Stites was carrying Landon Mahoney on that play. McNutt back under center. He's going to quick pass. No. Mills jukes. He's going to be taken down there by Ryan Shaw, but not after a gain of 7 yards.
You know, Blackhawk seems to have a different energy and a different tempo on this drive, Steve. All of a sudden, you know, again, they came out a little bit tentative in that third quarter. Assumption was able to get a stop, but Blackhawk really has it rolling right now. Assumption needs some form of a stop or negative play here.
And he's going to keep it off to Mills. He's got room off the right side. Breaks a tackle. He's still on his feet. He's going to be chased out of bounds. Another first down for the Warriors.
Steve, Nick Lieberg got beat on that on the inside, went ahead and crashed down trying to make a play. But it's so important that he stays wide to go ahead and have contain. And that's exactly what he's talking about right now with Gunnar Kraus. They're talking about it, and maybe it was Gunnar, but Royals got caught on the inside. Got to stay wide and keep it, force it back towards the middle.
6:15 to go here in the third quarter. 1st and 10, 6:18. 14-9 in favor of Blackhawk. The Warriors are rolling. 1st and 10 at about the 29-yard line. McNutt back under center. And he's going to hand it up right up the middle and going to be ripped down there. It looks like Mills on the carry. No, Mahoney on the carry. And going to gain, 3 yards. It looked like he was stopped right away, but able to gain 3.
Number 36, Walker Livernash, first Royal in on the tackle there. Again, Walker is you know, we talk about the fact that Walker's a freshman playing well above and beyond his years. Walker's had a couple tough plays tonight, but he's also had a couple really impressive plays tonight. It's valuable experience for Walker. But again, you're watching that young man need to grow up in front of our eyes, playing a huge role in a level 2 football game. Royals need to stop. So 2nd and 8, ball's on the 26, 5:40 to go in what's been a very fast-moving third quarter.
McNutt with his running backs, Mahoney and Mills. McNutt under center. And he's going to keep it himself off the right side. He's going to slip on the turf and go nowhere. He's going to gain maybe a yard, but he slipped on the wetness of the grass. And it's going to be 3rd down coming up.
Tough break for Blackhawk on this drive. McNutt's been tackled by the turf monster and the umpire on this drive. But both plays, it seemed like the benefit of the Royals is both of them could have been big hitters. 3rd and 8, ball still on the 26, 5:04 clock running. Assumption looking for a stop. Obviously, Blackhawk in 4-down territory here.
3rd down coming up for the Warriors. They've converted on a couple of big plays in their touchdown drive to end the first half. 2 receivers near side for the Warriors. Split backs behind McNutt. And back to pass. No, gonna on the draw play. Mills up the middle, cuts back, and cuts back again. Lucas Mills into the end zone. Touchdown.
Lucas Mills ran over the back judge that time. That's the second time on this drive that the umpire or that an official has been involved in a play. Mills made a great cutback right at the back judge. The back judge went down. Mills hurdled him for the touchdown. So just an interesting drive where you've got a turf monster slip, an umpire tackle, and then a hurdling over the back judge on the way to score. Anyway you look at it, 20-9, and you know it's a 13-point lead for Blackhawk, or it's an 11-point lead for Blackhawk, trying to go ahead and punch this 2-point conversion in, go ahead and make it a 13-point game.
26 yards down on a 3rd and 8, and perfectly drawn draw play by the Warriors. McNutt under center. 2-point conversion attempt. Going to roll out to his right. Mills is going to be stopped there, and 2-point conversion is no good. So after the run that Blackhawk has been on 2-point conversions, 1 for 3 tonight, we'll take a quick break here on Zaleski Sports. It is 20-9 in favor of Blackhawk.
Hi, this is Blake from Mobile Link. I can tint your car, truck, or SUV. I even tint windshields with a film you can't see, but will reduce heat and glare by 43%. We've all seen those do-it-yourself tint jobs that turn purple and start bubbling all over. Not my work. Everything gets tinted by me and inspected before it rolls out the door, including a lifetime warranty. Call Blake at Mobile Link to schedule your appointment today. 715-424-5432.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Welcome back to Blackhawk High School, South Wayne, Wisconsin. The Warriors about to kick it away, 20-9 in favor of Blackhawk here tonight.
Huge stop by Gunnar Cross on that two-point conversion attempt.
Off of Joey Moyer. Joey takes it, runs backwards, and he's going to run over a couple of guys. Hang on to the ball, Joe. And he's going to do just that. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Assumption, coming up at about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, again, just want to go ahead and talk about Gunnar Kraus making that stop on the two-point conversion, Steve. Keeps it what do we got here?
11, yep.
You got an 11-point ball game. So, again, with Kubis being as solid of a field goal kicker as what you have, you're a touchdown and a field goal away along with that two-point conversion. That makes it a much more manageable ball game, but Assumption really needs to move the football here, give their defense a chance to rest, give themselves some points on the board.
Quick pass to Ryan Shaw, nobody near him, and he's going to be upended there. Hang on to the ball, Rye, and gain about 2 or 3 on the play. Second down coming up.
Tackled by number 8, Andrew Figge on the play. Andrew's been all over the field tonight. Really, Blackhawks got a bunch of impressive-looking ball players. I'm not sure that I see one on the defensive side of the field that I like more than Andrew Figge. He really doing a nice job out there on Shaw and containing the edge tonight.
3:55 to go, third quarter. Under center, Jack Klott. Royals trail 20-9. Going to hand it up to Cade Stats off the left side, and he was read perfectly by Marty. No blocking against Marty, and his third down coming up.
Cade Stats was trying to get to the outside, but Marty says there's no that you're not getting the Marty started out here as he went ahead and shut down that play.
Third down coming up. No gain, no loss on the play. Assumption looks to the sideline, gets the signal from head coach Jeff Sullivan. Third down and 8 here for the Royals. Klott under center. Expect a rush here. Schultz in motion. He's going to roll out to his right as Klott. Still looking, and Manny's going to make the catch, but nobody there to block and nowhere to go for Manny Schultz. Gains about 2 yards, and it's going to be 4th down coming up as Nick Lieberg, in frustration, telling Jack to throw it down the field.
Defensively, Blackhawk has come out in this third quarter, Steve, and they have been dominating. That's the only word for it. They're getting in the backfield. They're containing the run. There's just not a lot of room for Assumption to go ahead and operate right now. Once again, they've come back and they've reestablished that line of scrimmage. Assumption's going to need to stop and perhaps a turnover to get themselves back into this.
Cade Stats, a low end-over-end punt. It's going to take an Assumption roll all the way back to the 18-yard line. That is where Blackhawk will start their next possession, up 20-9 with 2:31 to go here in a very quick-moving third quarter.
You know, Steve, if you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just give Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties a call. 715-213-4468. Again, that's Whitetail Properties, 715-213-4468. Give our friend Brian Roosh a phone call. Tell him that Zaleski Sports sent you. And then go over and visit our friends at Fleet Farm. Grab your hunting gear before you head out in the woods. Grunt tubes and doe urine. And it's that time of the year, folks. You got to get out there and get your hunting clothes.
1st and 10 for Blackhawk. McNutt under center. And Blackhawk false started. And so the Warriors will go backwards. The hard count was detrimental that time to Blackhawk.
McNutt really has a great feel or sense of the offense. I really enjoy watching him play, Steve. He's just been impressive. He's got good control, can flip that ball right or left-handed, throws a nice ball when he needs to. Unfortunately, faked out his own guy that time with the hard count. So
first and 15 here for Blackhawk, working right to left, up by 11. McNutt back under center. Still looking back to pass. Pressure is on, looking for the screen, has Mills. Wonderfully done, nobody near, and breaks a couple of tackles. Mills to the 45, he's going to be upended there by Mason Kubis, but all the way up to the 44-yard line and a first down for Blackhawk.
I got to go ahead and just give a little imagery to the folks at home. So up on top of the broadcasting booth is where the Blackhawk filming is done. So they have a step ladder that leads them up to the top of the booth. So that play developed through the ladders we were looking at it. You only get that in high school sports in South Wayne, Wisconsin. So really a kind of a unique play before Mason Kubis went ahead and had a great open field tackle in front. 2 minutes, 7 seconds to go here in the third quarter. One that's been dominated by Blackhawk as they now lead 20-9 with the ball on the 45-yard line.
Trying to put the dagger in this one here in the late third quarter. McNutt back under center, and Joey Moyer read it perfectly. Perfect snap count read by Moyer, and in the backfield was Mills with the loss.
Big negative play by Joey Moyer, but it could have even been more. Joey was doing his best to go ahead and rip that ball out of there. Again, big players make big-time plays at big-time moments. The Central Wisconsin Conference Defensive Player of the Year, Joey Moyer, went ahead and trying to will his team back into it. He knows they need to stop. He knows he needs to get this thing to the fourth quarter. Huge play by Moyer as you get a 5-yard loss on that, setting up a 2nd and 15 with 1:20 to go here in the third quarter.
Blackhawk taking a long time again. Ball at the 41 of Blackhawk, working right to left. Again, taking a long time to get this snap off, and just able to get it off. Back to pass. McNutt again, looking near side and over and tipped away by Mason Kubis. Nicely done by Mason. He hurts that arm again as he did last week, but a great play by Mason Kubis.
Steve, my football crew just checked in. They wanted to remind everybody that hurling in high school football is a 15-yard penalty, but hurling the official is okay, just as an FYI. So, again, kind of when you take a look at it. Again, Mason Kubis with an excellent pass defense breakup. McNutt going ahead and testing it deep. Mason Kubis was up to the task. That stops the clock, which is big. 56 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 3rd and 15, ball on the 41. Assumption needs to stop, get the ball back, get an opportunity to be right where they need to be.
Andrew Figge, the receiver of the far side, split backs behind McNutt. And Reed's going to keep it himself. Get twisted around by Kenny Golot. 4th down coming up. Big Kenny with the big tackle.
Kenny Golot, man of the slender, decides to get in there and bust that play up. No opportunity to try and drive that forward. Blackhawks going to go ahead and have to punt that before the end of the quarter here. Assumption's going to start the fourth quarter with the ball. They're going to be down 11 points, but again, they're going to get the ball back. Huge stop by the Royals. That was all set up by Joey Moyer and that big first down loss play that he was able to generate.
And jumped off sides was Walker Livernash. 5 free yards for Blackhawk. Livernash, who had a blocked punt last week, trying to get in there again.
So the good news is that it was 4th down and 14 yards to go. It's now 4th and 9. The ball is still in Blackhawk territory, but now you got to be a little bit more aware of a fake, and you got to make sure that you don't jump off one more time because the way Blackhawk has picked up the football, it's the case. The other thing is that the clock is going to run now. Blackhawk does not have to punt this now before the end of the quarter, so a big mental error by Livernash there, unfortunately.
Still waiting, and I think they're going to hold it until the end of the third quarter. We have played 36 minutes. Assumption trails by 11. 12 minutes could be the difference between the end of their season or heading to a level 3 game. 4th and 9 when we come back. 20-9 Blackhawk on Zaleski Sports.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest
Power and Fine Business Technologies in Marshfield. Our company has been serving Central Wisconsin since 1955. We're still locally owned and believe strongly in supporting the communities that support us. If you're a current customer, thank you. If you're not a current customer, we'd love to work with you. Let's talk about copiers, printers, postage meters, and network services. Give us a call today at 800-288-2712 or visit our website at b-bt.com. Power and Fine Business Technologies. Better business together.
Back to Blackhawk. The punt will come here to start our fourth quarter. And on the punt, and the punter slipped. Look out, Mason. And that's going to take another Blackhawk roll near the 20-yard line. Assumption will start 1st and 10 at the 21 to start this fourth quarter.
I know that Shaw wanted to go ahead and take an attempt at it, but that was the smart play to stay away from it. Kick was too high. Only bad things can happen. So 11:51 here to go. Assumption's got the football. Really feels like to me, Steve, they need to go ahead and put some points up on this drive just to go ahead and keep themselves in this ball game.
Absolutely. 9 seconds on that punt, and we're at 11:51 to go here in the fourth quarter from South Wayne Blackhawk High School.
Over on the Zaleski Sports Network, Edgar is up 15-8 in their contest over in Edgar.
Klott's going to keep it himself, get pummeled there. Gains about 3 up to the 25-yard line. Second down coming up.
Marshfield's up 21-20 over River Falls, and what would be a pretty big upset brewing potentially over in River Falls in what should be a pretty good ball game. We're trying to effort a few other scores for you, see if we can get ourselves an Auburndale score as well.
Klott's going to pitch it out to Kate Stats. He's going to be bet by Marty, taking down a loss on the play. Third down and long coming up.
You know, Steve, we talked about it in the first half with that Coach Sullivan may need to put the ball in the air to try to go ahead and take some of those guys out of the box. I feel like it's the same deal. They rolled Joey Moyer out on that tight end pass. They haven't gone back to it. They've hit Shaw deep once. They haven't gone back to it. Might need to go ahead and take a look at those options here pretty soon.
Joey Moyer lines up as a tight end to the near side. In motion goes Manny Schultz. Rolling out to her right is Jack. Pump fakes. Looking for Ryan Shaw. Twists around. Diving attempt. Incomplete. He got tangled up with the defender. Fourth down coming up.
Going to probably have to go ahead and punt it back. I don't think you're quite in 4-down territory yet at this time of the ball game, but a missed opportunity as Shaw got behind. Unfortunately, that was an obvious passing situation.
Yep.
Would have liked to see him take a shot a little bit earlier, but again, he had that 4-yard gain on first down.
Fourth down coming up, and Assumption short players here on the punt. Not something you want when you're down by 11 punting from your own 23-yard line.
The good news is because of the incomplete pass, the clock is not running, so 10:51 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 4th and 8 for Assumption.
Not the time you want to use a timeout. Coach Sullivan will do so. 10:51 to go. It's 20-9 Blackhawk. Back to South Wayne after this.
First things first with Mid-State Technical College. Dual credit programs earn you college credit in high school. Then choose a path that suits you. Use your skills to start your career or transfer to a university to continue your degree. Choose a new career. Transition easily and quickly by upgrading your skills. Or continue your education with dozens of classes to get you on your path. No matter your stage of the game, your first move is Mid-State Technical College.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. Wondering what to feed your team after?
Welcome back to South Wayne Blackhawk High School. Kate Stats back to punt it away. Again, Assumption using their first timeout of the game. And Stats with a booming punt. And McNutt with the fair catch. And the Warriors will start 1st and 10 at their own 37-ish yard line.
Auburndale was down 14-7 to Mondovi. That's in the fourth quarter. And if anybody is over near the Wisconsin Rapids area and they swing into chips, I would take a classic Chicks burger. That looked like an excellent commercial at this point. But it's getting to be not only the witching hour, if you will, to quote the Red Zone channel, but it's getting to be the Feed Pulse Tummy Hour as I see that chips commercial. Perhaps maybe a little Scotty's Chicken and Pizza. Never know.
Need a stop on this drive. A touchdown would most likely put a dagger in this one here tonight. McNutt under center for Blackhawk Warren. In motion goes Figgy.
Oh, that's
and movement.
Cheating.
Yep.
That's going to be number 4, Lane Marty, that went ahead and jumped early for Blackhawk. So that's going to make it 1st and 15 with 10:45 to go. So the good news is that it's 10:45 to go. And you've got now 15 yards where the ball's on the 32. The bad news is that one of the things with Blackhawk that's been pretty impressive, Steve, is that third quarter went by so quick because they were just able to take a lot of air out of the ball. So really a first down here for Blackhawk is big. And for Assumption, you're to the point where you got to trust your defense to get the stop, but then you really got to go. It's time. Time is definitely the enemy here for Assumption. Time to go ahead and get this stop and get the football back.
And a second half that has not done well for Assumption offensively. McNutt under center here for Blackhawk. Hands it up. No, rolling out to his left, looking to pass, and he's going to be stopped there. A huge loss. Joey Moyer with the sack.
That might be Joey Moyer's 240th tackle tonight, Steve. It seems like that young man has just been all over the field. He's played just an outstanding ball game. Huge sack. Takes it now makes boy, that's got to be rough math. They told me none was involved. Let's call it 2nd and 20, 25.
23 they got.
Okay,
yep.
Sounds like a good play. They said there'd be no math involved. Jason Zaleski specifically told me there'd be no math involved. So with that in mind, 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 23. Assumption looks like they're in a good spot where they're going to go ahead and get the stop. 2 more plays to go ahead and take a look at it. I'd be surprised to see them put the ball in the air. I think that they're going to continue to try to run and keep that clock moving.
And they sure are. Ball's on the ground, and Mills just falls on top of it for Blackhawk. That would have been a huge turn of events in this football game. On the fumble, Mills falls on it, 3rd down and a mile.
That was almost my favorite Batman character in football, the fumbler. But unfortunately, just unable to go ahead and come up with that ball. But going to set up a 3rd down now and call it 23 with 9 minutes or so to go. Assumption's going to end up with this football back at about 8:30. When they get the ball back, they're really going to need to score. But it's important here, Steve, that you get a stop because every yard matters because you haven't got much against Blackhawk. You have them pinned pretty deep. You can't give up a 10, 12-yard pass play or a draw here. You really want to go ahead and get another negative play.
An official with his hand up under 10 seconds. McNutt. And on the reverse, and oh my goodness, Mills with green grass in front of him, and Ryan Shaw brings him down, and a whole host of Royals, and the ball's on the ground. And Ryan Shaw with a big tackle, 4th down coming up for Blackhawk.
So Blackhawk, that play ends about 8:50. Blackhawk's going to snap that ball at about 8:10. So even though they didn't pick up the 1st down, they were able to take off just a little bit over, almost 3 minutes off the clock there, Steve. So again, a big stop for the Royals. But we'll see if that timeout that Coach Sullivan needed to burn comes back to haunt the Royals a little bit because, again, Blackhawk is doing a great job of taking time off of the clock each possession.
Good snap and boots it away. A great punt.
Come on, Ryan.
Ryan Shaw makes the catch.
Come on, Ryan.
Looking to break a couple tackles along the sideline. And he is going to be taken out of bounds there. Blackhawk was looking for a fair catch. He did not single a fair catch. He was just getting into his running motion. And that is where Assumption will start at the 45-yard line of Blackhawk.
So, again, this is going to be Assumption's best starting field position here. Actually, I'm not sure that they've had better starting field position in the game.
Yeah, I don't think so. They had one at the 50, I think. But we're at the 45 of Blackhawk. 8:12 to go. Assumption down by 11. Needs 2 scores here.
I'd love to see them go ahead and pound the ball to Nick Lieberg. Let's see if Nick can go ahead and bust off a big run.
Manny Schultz in the split eye, rolling out. Back to pass, looking for his receiver, and incomplete to Ryan Shaw. A couple of Warriors there. Took a shot on 1st down, and it's going to be 2nd down coming up.
I do like the shot that Coach Sullivan took a look there. Took a look at Shaw down the field, seeing if Ryan can go ahead and make a play. Definitely in 4-down territory now. So again, throwing it on first down, Steve. I think I like the call, but it's time to go ahead and feed Nick Lieberg the football.
Manny Schultz in motion, rolling out to his right, looking for another receiver. Pressure is on. He throws it out. It's incomplete, and Klott just able to get it away. 3rd down and 10 coming up.
Outside of the pocket, so you don't have to worry about intentional grounding. It's past the line of scrimmage. That's a new rule this year by the WIAA. In years past, that could have been potentially called grounding in high school football. Right now, safe play, smart play by Klott. But now again, 8:01, 3rd down and 10. Got to pick up some yards.
Second half has not been good to the Assumption offense. 4-down territory, 2 plays to get the yards, and Stites, Stimes, Nick Lieberg, and his 4th down coming up.
I don't know that running at Will Stimes and Brady Stimes is the spot that you want to take a look at it there on that counter, a little misdirection. Although I do like the fact that you pounded Lieberg. Feels like a huge play in this ball game now. 4th and 9 from the 45. Assumption really needs to take a look at it. Love to see that Joey Moyer tight end pass.
Rolling out to his right is Klott, and he is not going to go anywhere. Brought down, sack. No blocking on the rollout, and Klott went right into the gut of the Blackhawk defense, and it's going to be a turnover on downs for the Warriors.
Will and Brady Stimes went ahead and completely blew up that drive for the Royals. Will and Brady Stimes, those are, we're going to call them brothers?
I think so.
Okay. Both are sophomores. Both are outside offensive linemen and linebackers, 213 and 235 pounds respectively, and they played with it at that particular size in that drive.
7:26 to go in the ball game. Assumption trails by 11. Again, nothing happening for Assumption offensively here in the second half. In motion, or under center is McNutt. He's going to hand it right up the middle, and he's going to be gobbled there as Krause's going to take down Mills, or Mahoney, one of the two. Looks like Mills on the carry, gains half a yard. Ball at the Assumption 49-yard line. Again, Blackhawk able just to milk this clock now here at 7 minutes.
I feel like at some point Chris Berman is somewhere going tick, tick, tick,
Yeah.
tick, 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 tick. But 7 minutes to go in the 4th, 2nd and 9. Again, the Assumption defense has been stout, but they need to stop. They need the football back. They need to force the turnover. Start ripping it away, boys.
McNutt, a couple of hard counts. He's going to pitch it out to Mahoney, tries to get the edge, and he does not. Flag comes in, taken out of bounds by 55 for Assumption, Xavier Hoffman, and Krause comes off the field with no helmet, and it's going to be a penalty on Blackhawk.
Gunner's going to have to come off the field on that because in high school football, he lost his helmet during a play, and as a result, needs to come off. He's being looked at over on the sideline, but he needed to come off because he lost it anyway. Holding penalty on the Blackhawk, that's the good news for Assumption. The bad news is that he was tackled inbounds, so as soon as that ball is set, you're going to go ahead and get another 40 seconds off the clock. They don't have to snap until about 6:01 on the clock.
6:41. They say he was out of bounds.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Then in that case, terrific break for the Royals.
Back under center. He's going to hand it right up the middle and keep those legs moving. And Walker Livernash on the tackle. 3rd down coming up. Gain of about 2 or 3 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and about 16 with under 6.5 to go in the 4th quarter.
You know, so again, Steve, you got the 2 timeouts. You're going to get the football back. It's not undoable.
Yep.
You need a big hitter play, but first it's got to stop with the stop and get the football back. The way this is going to work, I'm sure Blackhawk is going to go ahead and run the football, and then they're going to take it off. So you're probably not going to get the football back until about 5 minutes to go, and at that point you might need to see if Ryan Shaw can perhaps give you a kick return. You're going to need a big hitter play here pretty soon.
And Blackhawk taking a long time. They might get a delay game here. Just able to get it away. Back to pass. Pressure is on. Steps up, does McNutt. And he's driving. Moyer brings him down near the 45. It's going to be 4th down and 4 coming up for Blackhawk with 5.5 to go.
Now this is an interesting play call, Steve. So you're on Assumption's 45. A first down pretty much salts away the game, and you've been picking up yardage. So do you punt it if you're Blackhawk, or do you take a look at it? Looks like they're going to go ahead and punt it. It is crucial. Assumption cannot jump offside.
Yep.
Stay home, stay home, stay home, stay home.
4th down and 4.5. And a high punt or a high snap. It's going to be a false start on Blackhawk. And so that's going to march him back 5 more yards. It's going to be 4th and 10 after the on the penalty.
It'd be interesting to see if Coach is going to accept that or not. Obviously, he's going to accept it. The problem with it is the play was running, so it's going to be another 40 seconds that's going to be taken off. Something to watch here again. If they go ahead and they do it again, the officials can kind of take a look at that as an unsportsmanlike act. But honestly, for Blackhawk, you'll give up 5 yards for another 40 seconds anytime you want. Not sure if Coach is coaching that, but if you did, smart play.
Pressure's on. Another beautiful punt. And Ryan Shaw is going to make the catch along the sideline. He's going to be ripped down by the face mask, and a flag comes in. And another flag comes in. There should be another one. Yep, the second one, too, against Ryan Shaw. Shaw got ripped by the face mask and then pushed after the play. So what's that, 30 yards after on the penalty?
So it'd be interesting to see. The 15-yard is during the play call, so that is going to be enforced. The question becomes is if they're going to call it after the dead ball penalty, then it's going to be a 15-yard penalty, so it would be 30. If it's going to be during the play, then what you're going to have is you're either going to have unnecessary roughness or you're going to have the face mask, but it would only be the 15. So it depends if they're going to call that live ball or dead ball on the second penalty, Steve.
And the discussion happening here, Shaw got ripped down by the face mask, and then after the play got pushed, I believe, by number 5, Landon Mahoney, and that's the discussion happening right now by our officials.
And I want to just make sure I reinforce, not a dirty play, just aggressive football.
And an unsportsmanlike on Blackhawk as well. So we'll see what comes of it, but it's going to be great, a big break for Assumption either way, and Landon Mahoney's maybe looking for an explanation. And we'll see where the official stops walking here.
So because of the dead ball penalty, Steve, because they called that an unsportsmanlike, it is going to end up being the 30 yards because you've got the 15-yard face mask, and then you've got the unsportsmanlike, which gives you another 15. And just like that, Assumption's in business. They can go ahead and find a big play here, score before, call it that 3:30 mark. You can even kick it deep at this point.
And they give them a couple more yards.
Again, from an umpire crew standpoint, without having the hash marks, it's so impossible. Like I know watching at home or when you're watching on the field, you're like, well, why can't these guys kind of take a look at it? This crew is doing a fantastic job.
Done a wonderful job.
It's a really tough field to work on tonight. And again, I think the crew has really done an outstanding job.
Clock's going to be popped by Mills, and it's going to be second down coming up. Clock kept it as Lieberg got hit.
Will Stites decided to go ahead and hit Nick Lieberg, thought he had the football. One of those Nicks like, man, thank goodness I didn't have that football.
Clot under center, rolling out to his right, pitches it back, and nowhere to go. A disaster from the word hut.
I don't know if Manny is looking to throw that football, Steve, or if he's just not attacking the line. But for whatever reason, his indecision a couple times tonight has cost an opportunity at a play. Like I said, the run-pass option hasn't been there. You got to go ahead and get forward.
Third down and a long way to go. Clout rolling out, looking for a receiver. Toss it, chucks it down the field as Ryan Shaw, and he drops it. Incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
You know, again, Jack ended up throwing across his body, so that forced that ball to wobble a little bit. Ryan broke away where he had a shot at it, but unfortunately that wasn't a tight spiral from Jack just because of the crossbody throw and the pressure. And now at 4th and 16, you got to figure that Blackhawk's going to go ahead and send the house at you. This ball game right here, I'm willing to call.
Absolutely.
Either the Assumption finds a way to go ahead and convert, or I think they're just simply out of time.
4th and 16, Assumption season on the line. Blackhawk looking to advance to level 3, leading 20-9. The Blackhawk defense has been sensational here in the second half. Finds Moyer. It's going to be incomplete, and a turnover on downs, and that may have done it here tonight. Again, this Blackhawk defense has been sensational here in the second half.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the difference in the ball game, this is 1,000% tip of the cap to Blackhawk and their players and their coaching staff is in the second half. The Assumption defense has been up to the task and really done a great job, but the Assumption offense has not been able to get anything going. And I would say, honestly, number 66, Will Stites, and number 70, Brady Stites, have been the difference in this ball game. You know, when we got here, number 66, Will, greeted us, said that he enjoyed the broadcast. You know, he looks like he's a Mack truck, and he's an impressive athlete. Like, he's really been that's been the difference in this ball game at this particular portion.
A first down will do it. Blackhawk under center, Reed McNutt. And he's going to hand it up to Mahoney. And Landon Mahoney is going to be taken down by Joey Moyer and a host of Royals. It's going to be second down coming up with 3:30 to go.
Well, Steve, from an Assumption fan, it would be time to go ahead and say congratulations to the volleyball team who unfortunately fell last night in Athens. Congratulations to the Royals football team who's had a fantastic year but unfortunately falls tonight in Blackhawk. So we need the Assumption cross-country team at Ridges tomorrow to go ahead and pick it up, make sure that we go ahead and get a victory when we look at it from that regards, because unfortunately it looks like the Royals are going to come up here short in Blackhawk.
Historic season for the Assumption Royals. As McNutt again just going to hand it up as Kenny Golot eats him up. And gain of none. Golot on the tackle of Luke Mills.
We should be getting a timeout here from Coach Sullivan just about any time we look at it. 2:57, he's got 2 in the pocket. Can't take him home with you. I know we're close to Platteville where Bo Ryan was at, but I would be surprised, especially if they get a stop here on 4th. I would assume that Coach Sullivan will go ahead and call that timeout.
Taking a look at those seniors, Ryan Shaw, Jack Klott, Kate Stats, Nick Lieberg, Joey Moyer, Xavier Hoffman, Kenny Golot, Dylan Zanders. Just a sensational group of young men who, as freshmen, are 0-9 and won their first conference title this year since 1975. And nothing to hang your heads if you're an Assumption Royal. As McNutt didn't know where to go. He's breaking a tackle, spins, close to a first down. That might do it. It is. First down, Reed McNutt. He's done it all night long. And the senior playing like a senior. And with 2:11 to go, high fives, hugs all around. McNutt is hurt, but nonetheless, he gains another first down. And Blackhawk can wind this one down and head to level 3 next week.
Yeah, big tip of the cap here to Blackhawk, as they were just the better defense here in the second half. They've just made more plays, and McNutt has been as impressive of a quarterback as what I've seen all year long.
Just take a couple of knees here if you are Blackhawk. Now they're going to hand it up the middle to Mills, and he spins, still breaking tackles, and he's going to be taken down there. And again, just winding clock. Again, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor to call these Assumption football games all season long. A very historic season, 9-1, going to be 9-2, a conference title for the first time since '75, and making it to level 2 for the first time since 2010. And it's been an absolute pleasure. We've been able to call a handful of games together. And this senior class is one of the best that has ever come through Assumption High School.
Yeah, no, Steve, this is a class that they're going to look back one day, and this is going to be a program-changing class. You know, when they were a freshman, they struggled. They've gone ahead and they've come together as a group. They've won that conference title. They've positioned that younger group for a lot of success. This is definitely going to be a program-changing.
Mills a first down and more, and that will do it. Mills is going to walk into the end zone. Lucas Mills holds the football high. And that is the dagger, and that puts the cherry on top. And Blackhawk will move on to level 3 after the touchdown gallop of 34 yards by Luke Mills.
Interesting decision that Blackhawk could have taken a knee, decided to go ahead and run it in. Nice run by Mills, making it 26-9. I assume they're going to go for 2 to make it 28-9. I'm not 100% sure why.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yep. And McNutt back in here with 45 seconds to go in the ball game. And give a shout out to these young men. We'll see a handful of them back on the basketball court, but for the ones that we will not, it's been a pleasure watching you play football the last number of years. And it's been an absolute honor and joy as McNutt back to pass across the middle. It's going to be dropped and incomplete. It hit the ground, and the two-point conversion is no good. Our Heartland Farms postgame show will wrap this broadcast up here in just a little bit. But Blackhawk will advance to level 3 of the WIAA high school football playoffs. They'll take on either Cashton or Ithaca. We did not have a score of that one. Our buddy John Satterley does. Cashton was winning.
So, Steve, let's talk a little bit about Heartland Farms. So Heartland Farms is a 5th-generation potato and vegetable farm producing many varieties of chipping potatoes and currently farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. They are currently the cream of the crop in the potato farming business. Learn more at heartland.farm. That's heartland.farm.
Yeah, obviously you've been a coach in situations throughout the last number of years. What do you say to a group? You're down, you know you're not going to win, you can't come back in your final game of your career.
Couple things here. First of all, boys, you want to make sure you keep your composure.
Yep.
You want to make sure that you walk off the field as a winner. You've had a tremendous season, nothing silly from that regards. Second of all, you got to tip your cap. Assumption played tough. They were in this ball game. They gave Blackhawk a very competitive ball game. At the end of the day, it came down to a play or two that was a difference from that regards. And then finally, this senior class, as we talked about it, is going to be remembered for a lot of years. Keep your head held high. Don't be sad that it's over. Be happy that it happened, and that would be what I would tell them.
Joe Johnson with the return off the right side. And Joe's going to be one to watch for the next couple of years. Impressive young fella. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Assumption with 40 seconds to go. Again, just one of the best, I guess. We mentioned it. We keep on mentioning it, but one of the best senior classes that Assumption on the boys' side has had in many, 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 many years.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm excited about Royal football going forward. I think Walker Livernash is a great starting point of where you want to go ahead and be excited about this particular group. And as you take a look at it, again, you've got a little double reverse.
Looking for Klott, and it's going to be intercepted. Tried the trickery, and looking for a pick six, going to be ripped out of bounds there. And on the interception is Figgy, and that will do it here tonight.
Yeah, again, Assumption needed to try to make something happen.
Yep.
Shaw went ahead and tried to go ahead and throw that ball cross field. Nice, once again, pickoff by Figgy. I think I've called his name a couple times. I've been very complimentary of him. I want to continue to be complimentary of Figgy. Again, he's played a heck of a ball game, as really this entire Blackhawk defense has. They've been very sound, very few mistakes that they've made other than a couple penalties. And now I assume we're going to get a knee. If we don't get a knee now, then I really question what's going on.
Reed McNutt went over to our White Hats and said that's exactly what we were doing. Again, it has been a pleasure. It's been an honor to watch this Assumption High School football team this season. Historic run for the Royals. They will see their season and careers of 8 seniors come to an end here tonight in South Wayne, Wisconsin at Blackhawk High School as they fall here tonight. A final score of 26-9. Blackhawk improves. They will head to level 3. They will head to Cashton with a shot at level 4. But again, it has been an honor. Our Heartland Farms postgame show coming up next here on Zaleski Sports.
What Heartland Farms is a large potato and vegetable operation. Who Heartland Farms is a group of hardworking, dedicated people who have a common vision.
Heartland Farms is an accumulation of individuals who came from family farm backgrounds, grew up on family farms, and now have come together as one larger team to own and manage a much larger farm enterprise.
Welcome back to South Wayne, Wisconsin, Blackhawk High School. The Blackhawk Warriors celebrating a 26-9 win over the Assumption Royals. Again, the Royals end their historic season with a record of 9-2. They were perfect in the conference, first conference title since 1975. And again, we'll have volleyball for you tomorrow. Again, kudos to Blackhawk. Good luck to Blackhawk. Congratulations to the Assumption Royals on a very very impressive season. Again, from where they were, 0-9 as freshmen, and now at a level 2 matchup here in the 2022 high school football playoffs. Jags, just final thoughts here tonight before we head back up to Wisconsin Rapids.
Well, the first thought that I would have is that, again, I would ask everybody to please make sure that you visit our sponsors and that you're thanking them. It allows us to bring you football for free here on Zaleski Sports. And I just would really like to encourage everybody to go ahead and visit our sponsors. Secondly, when you take a look at it again, for those of you that are around Wisconsin Rapids tomorrow, go check out the cross-country meet. The Lady Royals run for a state title tomorrow at noon. Very strong team. They could really use your support. Come over and check them out. Tomorrow night, check out Zaleski Broadcasting. You got Athens and you got Edgar going for an opportunity for a trip to state. And to the Royals, it's one of those scenarios where congratulations on a great football season. A lot of these young men you'll see on the basketball court. Please come out and cheer and support them from there. And, Steve, we're looking forward to go ahead in your coverage as it is officially basketball season at Assumption, and that is something that we do well. So not that I want to take a look at it again. I don't want to feel sad that it's over. I want to be happy that it happened. Yep. Congratulations to the Assumption Royals. Good luck to the cross-country team tomorrow. And about 3 weeks, go ahead and tune in as the basketball season will be right upon us.
Yeah, not too far away from now. But again, congratulations and thank you. I want to give a huge shout out to head coach Jeff Sullivan, the whole coaching staff at Assumption, the players, their parents, the fans. I can't thank you enough. It has been a pleasure of mine the last number of years being able to cover Assumption High School athletics. It's been a joy. It's been a pleasure. And it has been some of the best years that I have been able to do this job have been with the Assumption Royals. For Paul Jaglinski and Joe Anderson, we will sign off here from South Wayne, Wisconsin. Blackhawk High School. The Blackhawk Warriors will advance to a Level 3 game at Cashton next week. Again, you have been watching high school football, Assumption Royal high school football playoffs on Zaleski Sports. Good night, everyone. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night right here. Your home for the largest high school live streamer in the state, Zaleski Sports.